podcast of 2021 goes to
not this one.
Giant Bot. No, it's us. It's the Rage Select podcast. It's the Rage Select podcast here at Rage Select. Have some pride.
I don't have a speech or anything.
Michael,
prepared.
have some pride. Get your phone out and ramble incoherently and talk about all the people that you need to thank. Okay.
Yeah, I need to thank Shang-Chi for having a terrible phone joke.
I'd like to thank Crystal Dynamics for making my favorite game of 2021, The Avengers.
Yes.
No.
I'd like to thank them personally for giving me things to do for no reason whatsoever.
Yep. By the way, who are you?
Oh, I'm Mike.
Yeah, there you go. And you know what? You know how normally on the podcast we're all just like, oh, what did you do last week? Well, I watched a bunch of things on Netflix. Well, I also watched a bunch of things on Netflix. That's me talking to myself, by the way. We're not doing that this week because we have a full week of news, but we also have the entire goddamn Game Awards, even though I don't think the Game Awards is going to take as long
Also,
as
I did
we
nothing
think.
this week.
So
I was very busy.
I watched the last half of He-Man, and it was good. There we go. Done.
Nice.
But
I played Halo Infinite with you. That's it.
Yeah.
End of story.
Okay, so we got the Game Awards. Jeff Keighley presents, sponsored by Mountain Dew brand.
Sponsored by Heat Up.
Yep. We got the Game Awards. I think before we start, okay, so let's just, I'm going to put all of our cards on the table. I'm going to get these cards out. I'm going to get out the folding table. I'm going to put them down.
I need to stop drinking water. I almost coughed again. Water's dangerous.
I'm taking your ice away, man.
100% of people.
I've
who
seen this
drink
guy
water
drink
die.
a lot of water, and then I put ice in it, and it's no good. It's no good.
I did it even before the ice, but that's different.
So we all know that, like, the actual awards and the award goes to, like, all that's bullshit, right?
Oh, it's 100% bullshit.
It was 100% bullshit. I do have a few just things I wanted to talk about before we get to the actual thing that people watch this for, which is obviously the musical numbers.
Yes, the musical numbers are actually pretty cool.
Two big notations that I had. One was that they needed a microphone stand that could adjust because there were a lot of really tall people,
A lot of super tall people.
presenting, and then a lot of really short people accepting awards. Like there were really tall people saying, like, and the award goes to, and then the developer would come up, and it was like fucking crazy.
It was
like,
a very strange.
don't ever stand next to Reggie Fils-Aimé. It's just you're not going to look good doing that. That man's a monster.
A lot of people, yeah.
He's a Frankenstein.
Like him and the basketball player were just massive.
Yeah.
It looked like somebody got a microphone stand for a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Put in front of a full-grown person.
That, and then, okay, I want you guys all to just imagine with me. If you didn't watch the Game Awards, what you imagine? You got a stage. You've got the microphone where people can accept their awards, right? And as you're looking at the stage, to your left, aka the person on stage's right, there's a little platform that the Game Award, the actual trophy, goes on.
Yeah.
So, but then the place that you walk off stage is to the right if you're looking at the stage. So what would happen almost every time, was the person would pick up the Game Award, and then they would want to continue walking in the direction that the Game Award was to the right to leave the stage, and then they had to have the presenter standing there to turn them around and make them go in the opposite direction. And I was like, could you guys next year just put the Game Award on the side that you walk off on? Because, you know...
That might have been the plan originally, but then they were like, Jeff, the wall on that side, we can't get people keep
It's a
people past it.
load-bearing wall.
It's full of spikes and spiders and shit. We're not going to deal with it.
It's full of weird bubbles. And that weird bubble tunnel that people kept going
Bubble
through.
bubbles.
Also, the background imagery for the Game Awards was very, like, eldritch and strange.
Oh, 100%.
This is one that looked like a bone tunnel. There's one that was like a fractal Cthulhu. And I'm just like, am I supposed to be unsettled looking at all this? Everything was black. Everybody was dressed like they were in the Matrix. Like,
Well, some people were literally from the Matrix.
well, that's true. So, you know what? Like, congratulations to everybody. Michael, do you care? I don't really care.
Well, we can talk about like the biggest ones.
Everybody but the Game of the Year award. Like, do you care about any of them?
I'm gonna say no, only because they weren't all that, like, even the Game Awards didn't care about them. They're like, hey, best esports guy, that guy, I guess. Congratulations.
I was a little peeved that Halo Infinite won, like, Player's Choice, because, like,
did it win Player's Choice?
Yeah, the game had only been out for 24 hours, and it's like and so I guess because they put the multiplayer out, they were allowed to be entered. But I'm like, that
makes some sense.
There's no way you could have evaluated the single player campaign. This game is literally, like, it didn't even unlock at midnight. It unlocked at like noon the next day.
Is that what Player's Voice is?
I don't know.
Well, because that's the only thing they won, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Player's voice. Is that what that meant? Player's choice?
Yeah, it was like
I didn't know what that
Player's
meant.
Choice Award.
I didn't know that.
Okay, so one, I actually realized this today, but Hitman 3 got completely fucking just backhanded by the Game Awards. No nominations,
I
near as I
assume
could
it's because
tell.
people forgot the year existed.
Yeah. It Takes Two won
That's
Game of the
fucking
Year?
Crazy.
And I actually have a little mea culpa. I did this on a video, but I'm doing it on the podcast as well. I had a little mea culpa. Like, I was a little salty last year about The Last of Us 2. I was salty last year because a lot of the big name games from last year, like It Takes Two and the Final Fantasy VII Remake, I didn't care about them. And everybody was just like, oh my God, what a masterpiece. And then Last of Us 2.
Let's go.
One
It's a time traveler.
last year, and I was like, oh, well, this year they didn't have like a dark and gritty fucking like, oh, look how grown up we are, this game is depressing and it makes me feel bad game to give the game award to. But then I went back and like looked through the years, and that was a little uncharitable. Like in 2019 it was Sekiro. I think in 2018 it was like Overwatch. Like It hasn't always been the artsy fartsy fucking dark indie thing.
Well, it's just happened that like every critic was so in love with this game, The Last of Us 2. What was annoying was that it kept winning fucking everything.
Yeah.
And that was the thing that annoyed me more than it winning Game of the Year. It's like, just stop giving it things, guys. There's other games that came out this year.
Yeah. So, but It Takes Two was great because Joseph Ferris got to run up on stage and be a crazy man for like 30 seconds. It was great. He was like, I want to dedicate this to my daughters. Children are great. If you don't have any, go get one or something like that.
If you don't have any children, you should go get yourself some.
Go get yourself some children.
Yeah,
like
it was really funny.
He was like, I called the Oscars bullshit. He just like swear. You can't stop this man. Like,
no, apparently he did it before. He's done the Oscars thing before.
Yep.
Because somebody posted like a tweet where it's like how it started and how it's going.
Yep.
The first one is him saying "fuck the Oscars," and then the other one is him saying "fuck the Oscars."
Yeah.
And immediately under one of the comments under was like, I sat next to that guy that year, and he was fucking destroyed on like he was just beyond drunk as fuck. He's like, I wouldn't be surprised if he did it again this year.
So I mean, I don't know. Like we got to get going on these trailers because there were a billion of them, but like
so many.
The general lineup for this year seemed to be Resident Evil Village, Metroid Dread, Ratchet and Clank, It Takes Two, and Psychonauts 2.
Yeah, for the most part. Those are the biggest
big ones that kept coming out. Would you agree with It Takes Two? I mean, you didn't play It Takes Two, but
I didn't either, but it is the most unique game of the entirety of the year.
Okay.
And that's the reason I think it should have won, because it's one of those games that's like so different. Because it's not just like an action game. It's not just like a platformer. It's not just like it literally takes two to make this game work. And without that, you're just kind of stuck.
I'm torn because I haven't finished it yet, but like I also kind of thought that Psychonauts 2 kind of got shafted. They didn't really get anything. Like Tim Schafer didn't get up there and get
I don't think it didn't win anything as far as I know, which is a shame.
Because Psychonauts 2 is like, as I've been enjoying the hell out of it. Like it's so creative. There's so many different types of levels. Like they did a lot of work. It's one of the best games I played this year, and if not one of the best games that Double Fine's ever made. But
absolutely.
But yeah,
I was surprised by the fact I don't remember it winning anything.
I don't know if it did. Let me see if I can like just real fast.
Like even Guardians of the Galaxy won something.
Yeah, Guardians won Best Narrative. Yeah, I don't think it. I don't. Oh, and Deathloop. Deathloop was also on every
I almost forgot about that.
list. But yeah, it doesn't look like it. I mean, like Kena, Bridge of Spirits won a bunch of stuff. Like Returnal won for Best Action. Tales of Arise won Best Role Playing Game.
I was shocked that Returnal won Best Action. By the way,
me too.
I was like, fuck. I've heard so many people be like, it's just too hard. I don't want to deal with it.
The Best Ongoing Game going to Final Fantasy 14 was a little weird. It was just like the Not WoW award. Like
I was just fine. I was fine with it only because it was. Everyone was probably expecting it to be Fortnite again.
I was also really like, I love the fact that they have an award for most anticipated game. Like
that was a stupid award.
Come on, you guys. I like the fact that Final Fantasy 14 was running this ad the entire night where they were like, if you order a pizza with Grubhub, you can get a code in Final Fantasy 14 for a pizza emote. And I'm like, guys, pizza places. Well, you don't need to go through Grubhub to get fucking Domino's to bring you a pizza. Like, they hire people to do that. Do not feed the Grubhub empire. Like, just order your shit from wherever.
I think you could order anything, though. I don't think it had to be pizza. You just had to use the code they had.
The pizza code. Okay.
But even then, I don't know. I didn't really pay attention. I was trying to, but
there were a lot of times my brain was just like, I don't give a shit about
I
this.
turned off every time they were like, Grubhub. I'm like, okay, I don't care about this.
Okay, so let's get into it. We have a 30-minute pre-show, which was a real kick in my nuts.
It was kind of weird. I watched the entire 30-minute pre-show.
Because I went to take my dog for a walk being like, well, I guess I'll be back at 7 when the show starts. And then I came back to like, world premiere. And I'm like, wait, what? No, come on, man.
It was really stupid. Like, we're not starting, but by the way, here are all of these awards. It's like, but that's... What?
Yeah.
It's like, if you haven't started, why are you giving out awards already?
Yep. There's a trailer for Tunic, which is been a game that's been around for a long time, a little like Fox kind of Zelda-y top-down game. And I think the big thing with this was that it got a release date of March 16th. I've been on record every time this game comes up of just like, that looks charming. I'll give it a shot.
It looks really charming.
From there, it was a little strange. Let's see if I can get down to where the actual... I didn't really realize this happened until I came back. There was they're just making like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre
The way
game.
the trailer played it out too was kind of weird.
Yeah,
because it was like based on. It literally starts with saying based on true events.
Right.
And I was like, what's happening?
Yeah.
And then like midway, once the chainsaw started, I'm like, is this the Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Yeah.
Because you guys shouldn't say it was based on true events because it only was like the loosest possible like based on true events you could have done.
Well, Michael, we live in Texas and we also know Jason Murphy, so obviously we've had this information drilled into us, but most people don't know that.
They don't. I guess that's true. But it treats it like it's probably going to be this like story game, but it's not.
No, it's going to be like an asynchronous multiplayer thing.
It's like the Friday 13th. Like
yeah.
like the second it said a multiplayer experience thing, but it says a multiplayer game based on true events. I'm like, that is a weird fucking tagline.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now, Michael, that there's one thing that could make this the greatest multiplayer game of all time.
What's that?
If one of the characters in the game that you could play is Dennis Hopper from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, and you can have a chainsaw fight with Leatherface, that's great. That is a good thing.
I would be cool with that.
100% down for it. As it is,
it's a weird trailer though.
Whatever.
It's such a strange trailer.
Fucking weird. You know what they need is they need like they just need in the game for it to make that like that Polaroid noise that they make in the intro to Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That would have been fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a really strange trailer.
It's very bizarre. This is, and it's not being made by
Elphonic or whatever.
Yeah, Elphonic.
It seems to be making all of them.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Ernie Hudson announced he's working on that game, I guess, with them or something.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre
No,
game?
that Ghostbusters thing I mentioned last week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I guess it's fully confirmed at that point.
All right. We got an actual honest-to-God fucking trailer for Homeworld 3 as opposed to the bullshit from E3's Gearbox's E3 conference this year.
Yeah, the chat guessed it, and I was waiting for Randy Pitchford to come out and be like, we're making it, and then like it ending or something.
Yeah. No Randy
didn't.
No Randy this year. No Randy. We had 2 Gearbox announcements and no Randy.
Thank fucking Christ, by the way.
Because he moved back, right? He's like the movie guy now. He's taken on his movie making phase.
Yeah, because I guess he's still doing all that stuff, I guess, at the moment.
Yeah. This looks hot as hell. I love Homeworld, and I can't wait to play it. It looks like they turned the ship 90 degrees. It used to be a big fin, and now it's a big flat saucer looking motherfucker. But there was a lot of like, I mean, it looks very Homeworld. This I like because, I mean, you know, Gearbox is publishing this, but they're not making it.
Yes.
So I have a lot of hope. I know that the Homeworld remasters had some serious problems. My biggest hope is that I hope that they tone the fucking difficulty down a little bit so I can actually play and enjoy this game without having to like count the fucking meteorites on the map to make sure that I don't lose a single like resource before I jump to the next map. That is one of those games where like depending on if you fuck up in map 2, you won't realize that you fucked until map 6 when you're out of resources because you were just desperately trying to keep up with the mistakes that you made in the second map, because you take everything you have from one map to the next. So if you lose too many units, you can end up being completely fucked from 4 missions back.
That's crazy.
So I'm hoping that they tone it down, or at least like put a like here's a baby mode for Jeff and his tiny PP so that I can enjoy the video game instead of like having to look up a GameFAQs guide on how to scrounge every single resource.
It would be the smart move, especially in today's climate, gaming climate.
That's all I want. I'm willing to admit, put the big pink bow on the ship. It's fine. Put the big pink bow and make my avatar have a little pacifier in their mouth. I just want to enjoy the game instead of like having to fucking.
Here's an example of them just
crazy.
throwing the thing out.
Oh yeah,
best esports, simple. Best whatever, whatever.
Esports coach. So from there we got another space. Space is the place this week. They're making Telltale is making an Expanse game.
Some people I saw that are really in Expanse were really excited.
Yeah, I'm a little. It's weird because I read the Expanse books, but I tried real hard and I just didn't really like the series that much. So
this is definitely for the people who like the series because they actually got the actress for whoever this character is to be this character.
Kamina Drummer. So yeah, and it looks like, I don't know, it's like Telltale but in Unreal Engine 5, like everything's like it's kind of the same simplified character models but then like very detailed environments.
Yeah, it was a little jarring to be honest.
Kind of, you know what? I know this is a cliche in the video game industry. Little Fortnite-ish.
A little bit. I know that sounds a little. That sounds like saying everything is Dark Souls, but it does a little.
That's the new thing. Is everything is Fortnite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. From there, we haven't even gotten to the Game Awards yet, you guys. There was a trailer for Babylon's Fall. You guys remember Babylon's Fall, the Platinum Games 4-player online co-op slash 'em up that looks like at least 3 other games from this show?
It also looks like it was made on a 360.
Yeah. It looks bad.
It looks really bad.
Like the last time we saw this, I said maybe if they explain what the plot is, I'll be more interested. And they kind of explain what the plot is. I am not interested.
Well, I remember going, well, maybe it's really early on. Maybe it'll look better as it progresses. It looks exactly the
you know what
it did when they last showed it.
You know what it looks like is it looks like Godfall. It looks a lot like Godfall to me.
It looks like a Godfall game made on a 360.
Yeah.
And because this would have been impressive on an Xbox 360.
Yeah.
Not so much on,
PS5,
Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
Or even PS4 for that matter.
I don't know. This looks like generic garbage to me. So
it looks really bad.
Like, I don't know.
I
what
love
to say.
Platinum, but you poor bastards should have just
fucking
canceled this ages ago.
Platinum is inconsistent. Sometimes they do good.
They're real
Sometimes
inconsistent.
they make Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So,
what a disappointment that game turned out to be.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't know. From here, we've got some other stuff. Chivalry 2 is having a free weekend. I guess the next thing is we got the Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak trailer.
Yeah, which was kind of fun.
It's not that much more. I guess the last thing they showed was very like just that environment and like the red moon, and this one has like a character.
Well, it's got a character and a little more plot to it. Where it's like there's a monster that looks kind of like a Zinogre, but more icy.
Uh-huh.
And then like there's a woman who's like a part of the royalty who's hunting this thing down.
Yeah,
and then that's really what you're told.
I don't know. I know we're gonna have to rush through this, but like, there's not much more to say. I feel like than last time about like at some point they're going to start showing 25-minute explanations of all the new things that are in Sunbreak, and like I'm gonna save it for that because
there's not really a lot you can talk about on it, anyways.
Yeah, looks pretty.
Other than it's got a waifu.
Oh, you know what? We should try out Monster Hunter with my crazy up-res dongle that I bought. I bought this crazy up-res dongle that makes Switch games a little sharper.
It's kind of nice. I might get one myself.
Interesting. I think that probably everybody's new favorite indie game is Thirsty Suitors, which is like...
What an interesting... not idea, but what an interesting thing to look at.
It's like reverse Scott Pilgrim, where it's like this lady's exes have all banded together, but then it's also very Indian.
Very, very Indian.
Like very much like this kind of Bollywood, Scott Pilgrim Bollywood, gender flipped. Like I like when the mom pulls her regular clothes off and she's kind of got the sari on and stuff. Like
the attacks with the chocolate or whatever.
I love the part where she hits him with the shoe. This looks really crazy and kind of creative, and I'm a big fan of crazy and creative.
It's really creative, but it's also kind of janky so far. But I'm sure that's something that they'll work on.
I hope so. Wait, do we know what? I forgot what platforms is this on.
I forgot to be honest.
Is it Switch?
But it's different.
I don't know if they announced it. Annapurna and Outer Loop. So, yeah. It looks
weird.
fine. It looks fine.
I'm like, I like the idea. That's the thing, is I don't hate the idea at all. Actually, I think the game could be a lot of fun if done correctly. So
yeah.
Let's hope for.
I kind of feel like it had a little bit of boyfriend dungeon maybe DNA to it.
A little bit. Like my big issue is that there's a lot of animations that are kind of janky.
Yeah, that are very stiff.
Yeah, like the way she does the chocolate thing just looks really weird.
Yeah. Let's see. I know that nobody else cares, but I care more than anybody about Evil West because
this game looks fucking rad.
It's Flying Wild Hog making a weird demon western, and I can't say how much I want it. There's no words to describe how much I want to play this game, and the tiny amount of gameplay looks fucking like Shadow Warrior, but a western in third person, and I'm here for it.
It was actually the
100%.
most exciting game that they showed off. Very early on.
Yeah,
this was one of my highlights actually.
Yeah,
because they announced this last year, I think also at the Game Awards, and I remember being interested then.
Flying Wild Hogs hasn't done me wrong so far. This looks like some just straight up. I mean, I know. Okay, this is a weird one where it's like this looks like a PlayStation 2 game. But in a good way.
No,
it looks like
it looks like the kind of games that you would see on the PS2.
It looks like God Hand in a good way. What
was the name of that one other weird Western they came out with during the PS2 era?
Oh boy,
you know what I'm talking about.
I think I do.
I remember the box was very people. Was something that a lot of people saw.
Yeah,
but it reminds me of the type of game that would have been made during that era.
Yeah,
just random insane bullshit, and that's what I've wanted for because a lot of people don't make games like this a lot.
Or like Gungrave, but it looks good. It's very detailed. The environments have a lot more detail and shading, and they look nicer.
It's a good way of pointing out the fact that Platinum looks like a fucking garbage game.
Oh yeah,
and then you look at this and you're like, wow, this looks like so fucking good.
Can't wait.
And it's just an insane thing. And I'm like, this is the kind of games that I want to exist.
Yep.
And I'm happy that there is a game like that existing. So
Michael, I went back and I was looking through all the things that we played on Rage Select over the course of 2021, and now talking about this, I'm just reminded you and I played all the way through Shadow Warrior.
We did.
I was like, whose idea was that? And then I'm like, it was mine.
It was definitely you're right. Yeah.
Who else would have that idea?
And we got lost a lot.
Oh, poor Shadow Warrior 3. I still
holy
play
shit.
that.
That fact hasn't come out yet.
All you Game Awards winners better count your lucky stars that Shadow Warrior 3 didn't come out and fucking blow y'all out of the water.
I would have got best action game. No, hands down. Best narrative.
Let's see. From there, we saw Have a Nice Death, which is like a side-scrolling game where you play as the Grim Reaper, but it's all kind of like comic art. Looked real good. Super good. Very just kind of platforming. I don't know. I feel like we get these
cute,
all the time.
Yeah.
Stuff like...
a lot of death games. There are a lot of games that for some reason is what if death was cute?
Right.
That happens a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I just realized now that it happens a lot. What was the other one? Death Junior? You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
PSP game?
Mm-hmm.
And even that Crow game is kind of like that.
Yeah, Crow game, you are a Reaper. Death's Door. So, but yeah, Have a Nice Death. Looks nice. Looks cute. This is, there's so many, Scully, what's that one where you play as the bad guy that doesn't die when the hero attacks, then you have to go kill all the stuff. There's a lot of good side scrolling kind of indie games out right now.
I know what you're talking about. I don't remember the name of it.
Yeah, just good stuff. Good stuff. Not going to say no to that. And I think that... No, wait. Hold on. There was more.
There was a lot.
We haven't even gotten to the Game Awards yet.
The Game Awards haven't even started yet.
We got another trailer for Planet of Lana, an Off-Earth Odyssey, which is the one that they showed. Were you on when we did the Mark Hamill Thunderful one?
I was.
This was what they showed this at that, remember? This is the one that I think Mark Hamill narrated.
Oh, yeah. Is this the one with...
It was like the kid and the little dog. But this one is he's riding a robot spider and he's getting chased by a bunch of robots and stuff. This is one of those ones that has real solid inside vibes, solid kind of these 2D action exploration vibes in a interesting world. I'm down for this. I don't know how much more there is to say about it. There seems to be some kind of crazy robot plot going on, and I'm all about the robots. So
yeah, I'm really curious, and because it looked interesting even back then.
And then the last thing, not quite a world premiere, But hey, if you liked Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, but you no longer have a PlayStation 3 to play it on, you can now play it on, or you will be able to play it March 17th on the Switch, the PS4, or Steam.
I'm actually kind of excited about that because it is a really good game.
I don't think they're doing any work on it though. It's just a port, right?
I'm not sure. It looks really good. But but it already had a really nice art style to it.
Yeah, because that's Arc System Works, right?
I think so. Yeah, this was one of those games that I remember people being surprised at how fun it was. They got a lot of their inspirations from the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Capcom fighting game.
Oh, okay.
That's how they worked the personas into the fighting.
Like a stand.
Yeah, because there was a button. Because back in that game, if you guys have ever played this old JoJo's game, there's a button for just having your stand out.
Yeah,
and it's kind of like how the personas sort of work in this. It's a lot of fun.
Cool. Okay, we are finally to the Game Awards, and what better way to kick things off than Sting? Do gamers care about Sting?
That caught me off guard. I went to take my dog out, and I came back to Sting.
And he's got the weirdest high collar in the entire world, and that's all I'm going to say about it. I don't know anything about. I don't care about what Sting sings. I don't care about what Sting sings.
What is he even singing?
I don't know.
That's the thing, is I missed whatever he was singing.
I'm not familiar enough with Sting to say for sure. Okay, so it's going to take a little fasty-forwardy here for me as we're watching this, but because from here we had Giancarlo Esposito give out the first award. It's fine. The first actual trailer was another look at...
Oh, the funniest thing about what he did is he said boundaries.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought I was crazy until all of the chat mentioned it.
Yeah, we got all the boundaries. Breaking boundaries. He was just like, fuck, man, I don't get paid enough for this. Just to fucking go.
Yeah, he didn't stop himself. He's like, boundaries, and just kept going.
Yep. The first trailer was for Hellblade 2. This is a long, kind of sequence of gameplay where they had Senua and friends going into a cave to fight a giant. I was confused, Michael. I cannot remember for the life of me whether the things in Senua's sacrifice were real paranormal things or whether it was Senua's mental illness that was creating hallucinations. But she got a bunch of dudes with her now throwing fire spears at a giant. I feel like if that was a hallucination, they wouldn't just humor her and throw fire spears at a giant. So
it might have still been a hallucination, but it might have been like a Joan of Arc situation.
Yeah.
Or it might have just been something that did work out.
Like a mass hallucination? Or is this just a big bear that they're fighting?
Well, you know what I mean. Just the idea that somebody's like, I speak to the different things, and they're just like, you know what, fuck it, whatever.
All right.
But the game is gorgeous looking.
Yeah, it is. It's also, I don't know. I mean... yes, it's also a brown cave, like a gray cave at night with a bunch of dirty people in it.
But it's a detailed brown cave of dirty people.
Yeah. I don't know why they're hunting this giant. I don't know why the giant's turning into a rock. I don't know how they thought their dumb flaming spear plan was going to work. And I don't know why the giant is interested in Senua, but I like the first one, so I will give it a shot.
Bortles when they threw that first flaming spear.
It was the first time I think that this is supposedly actual gameplay, right?
Yeah, because there's in between moments of them moving.
Yeah,
but a lot of it still looks like a cutscene. Well, that's why it's
very on railsy.
It's very difficult to tell what part of it's the gameplay, what's not.
Yeah,
which is what Jeff Keighley this part right here of her running is probably the gameplay part.
Yeah,
but even Jeff Keighley would had prefaces it with saying, yeah, it's hard to tell what's gameplay and what's not.
Yeah,
and it's true.
It is. Yeah, I mean, it looks good. I liked the first one. It wasn't my favorite game of all time, but I liked it. So
it was a game that I never even touched, but a lot of people were really into when it came out.
I liked it. I'm glad that they were successful enough to try to make a second one. So I guess we'll see how it goes. You are correct in that it looks good, but then also I feel I don't want to jump too far ahead, but the modern Unreal Engine looks really good.
It does. Holy shit.
Anything, and I don't know if this is using that, but there's that Matrix thing that came out, and I looked at it a little bit, and they're blending together cyber versions of the actors with like the real actors, and
it looked really
it's
good.
kind of hard sometimes to tell the difference. So
when
like
they first showed Neo in that, we're getting really far ahead on that part.
Yeah.
When they showed Neo's face on that, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Because I remember like the last time they made Neo in a game, it was Path of Neo, and he looked awful.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, this looks really good. I'm glad to see that just the general quality of stuff is great. Plus, Ninja Theory's always been really good at faces, like doing the
100%.
face capture and stuff. So, yeah, Senua's Sacrifice. Looking good. Looking good.
Also, this is an Xbox game, right?
Yeah, it's going to be on Game Pass. I think it's probably also going to be on the PC. But yeah, they bought Ninja Theory, right?
Yeah, because people were saying that one of the reasons it probably looks as good as it does is they probably got a huge influx of Microsoft
cash.
money.
Well, they made that. Remember don't forget about all the cash that came in from Bleeding Edge.
Oh God, I forgot that even existed. Holy shit!
So many wasted art. Like character designs, so many great character designs wasted on
Bleeding
a game.
I haven't thought of Bleeding Edge in a long time.
Yeah,
it wasn't even that.
You
long
and I played
ago.
it, right?
Yeah,
like last year.
We did, didn't we? Fuck! What a terrible thing that happened to those poor bastards.
Yeah,
they tried.
From there, I don't know, Michael. This might be the most inexplicable trailer, like because. This trailer started and I had no idea what the fuck I was looking at.
I didn't either.
And like there's a dude playing a big like Kodo drum and like all this like, there's like an eclipse and everything. And then it's like, Lucasfilm. Oh, this is a Star Wars game. Oh, this is that Quantic Dream Star Wars game.
Yeah.
And like if you all are expecting any amount of information about what it's about, I couldn't tell you because it was just a fucking moody, artsy montage of images. There's some Jedis. There's some Trade Federation guys.
It's a bunch of things. Like it clearly takes place around the Phantom Menace because they show 3PO with all of his armor stuff. So.
I thought they said it was in the High Republic timeline.
Is that they showed Yoda staring out a window, and then there's a scene that looks a lot like 3PO did in Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
Like that's specific. I'm thinking that's Yoda. That's the thing.
There's like a Nemoidian from the Trade Federation, which is
that looks like 3PO, but I don't know.
There's little thingies on the side. Does he have those?
Well, that's
little...
the thing is, we don't really know what's going on in this thing either way. But I want to preface this. I want to talk about something specific about the fact that this trailer came out. Was the fact that it's being made by Quantic Dream.
Yep.
Because before this point. Jeff Keighley was very much like, we won't accept harassment and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's a game made by a guy who harasses him.
Yeah.
Because the internet was like giving the Game Awards a lot of shit for that.
So, okay, but this is one of those ones that I'm really curious about because we heard those reports last year, but then like I need follow-up, right? Like that's why I've liked what's not liked, but like I think it's been better with what's going on at Activision and Ubisoft is that we've been getting kind of continuous updates from the people that are there of like this shit has not been solved. Whereas like it's entirely possible that after getting fucking publicly outed and shamed online, the Quantic Dream has cleaned up their act. I don't know. Like I don't know. I have no idea.
There's that, and then there's there was a Ubisoft thing announced, right?
No.
I could have sworn there's something Ubisoft related that was shown.
I don't remember.
There was a lot of tweets that was making fun of the Game Awards. I think my favorite tweet was they're like, arson is bad. But like it's like we condemn arson. By the way, here's a trailer by an arsonist.
Yeah. And I'm not again, I want to make it completely clear that I am not saying that to like say that everything is fine at Quantic Dream.
Yeah, we're not apologizing for what's going on.
We shouldn't have any thoughts about it. What I'm saying is...
But I know the comments were going to bring it up, and so I feel like I had to bring it up.
No, absolutely. I would like to know how things are going at Quantic Dream. I would like an update about, like, did you guys sort your shit out? Or did you do that thing where you just put out a statement saying we're all fucking very sorry, and then, like, you just, as soon as the news forgets about it, you just go back to fucking sharing porn and being scumbags? Like,
yeah. The internet is losing their shit about it even now.
Yeah.
Like I saw a trans friend of mine, she was very excited about the trailer until it said who it was being made by. And so it's like, well, I don't blame them in any shape, way, or form based on what was going on over there.
Nope, not at all.
It's tricky. That's the thing.
It's also, I mean, again, we can't go too far down this rabbit hole, but like, it's also worth pointing out that like, the video game industry as a whole is not great.
No, that's the thing. So that's the difficult thing about. Well, it comes down
again, not trying to excuse it. It's just that there's a conversation to be had about like things being made, like, does the way that things are made
it's the separation of artist and
it's
and art.
that whole conversation.
It's that conversation. If I stopped watching or playing anything that was the separation of art and artist, I would have very little to play, which is sad, but also very true.
Don't listen to any music made before, like, I don't know, 2004, like, just
probably even past that point.
Maybe 2015, maybe. Like,
I don't even know. That's the thing. There's so, like, every time you were like, I'm really into this artist, and then you find out something fucked up about them, and you're like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do with that information?
Yeah. Again, not letting Quantic Dream off the hook, but
you shouldn't. Yeah, don't let them off the hook. But
don't let them off the hook.
But I'm still curious as to what this game is.
I genuinely want them to have their shit cleaned up, and for somebody like to go in there and like, you know, talk to everybody in there and fucking do a documentary and show me, like, hey, we cleaned our shit up, because it's possible, like, but again, yeah.
I just wanted to throw it out there.
No,
like,
I gotcha.
We're not gonna like I said, we're not gonna stay on it, but
yeah,
I know you comment guys would have been like, but what about?
Yeah.
So yes.
Fucking wacky trailer. The other thing that I remembered was, because I was pointing out in the chat when this came out that this could be the Quantic Dream one, and somebody said, oh, this looks way too good to be a Quantic Dream game. But from my recollection, most Quantic Dream games look really, really good
at the time when they come out. When they come out, they're considered one of the most, like, hell, the fucking the Indigo Prophecy, because I think that was one of the first things they ever did.
Yeah,
was so, like, detailed that it was one of the number one causes of Xbox's dying.
Oh, Jesus.
The Xbox 360's dying at the point, if I remember correctly. And then, when fucking, what was the Heavy Rain came out? People thought that game would look amazing when it came out.
This is just like real life.
And then it's the same with that last game that came out.
Yeah.
What the hell's the name of it?
Detroit Become Human.
People thought that game looked amazing, too.
It did look amazing.
They always push it really hard. The issue isn't how it looks. The issue is how it ends up animating afterwards. It was really what happened. So that, and even then, that's just a cinematic trailer. So
yeah, we'll see.
We won't even see what the actual game looks like.
Hey, Michael, did Bethesda show Starfield?
No.
Fuck them.
They said we're hiring.
Fuck them. Fuck them. Yeah,
a really weird commercial.
Weird thing with Pete Hines giving away game codes, probably for Skyrim, and like, hey, come work for us. Let's see. We got a trailer for what the hell is the name of this thing? It was like
I didn't even pay attention to when this came out.
Lost Ark, I believe. This is one of those, like, online Diablo multiplayer games, and, like, again, I was saying in the chat while we were watching it, like, it's kind of amazing that we live in a year where I could look at the trailer for this game and be like, meh. Yeah, not really all that interested.
No,
like,
I'm good.
Looks fine. Like the graphics look nice. It's just that, like, I know what kind of game this is. I'm not entirely interested.
It's also a play. It says play for free, so
yeah,
it might just be one of those games that we won't give a fuck about anyways.
Yeah. Let's see. From there, we got another actual big world premiere.
This is actually the reason I stopped playing Halo Infinite and just ended up watching the Game Awards.
Oh, okay.
Because I was trying to play Halo Infinite, and then I see in the corner of my eye, because I left the screen on, but I set on a mute. See the corner of my eye, DC, and I was like, because I got excited because I thought it would be another superpowered character, but. The character that it is, I'm not.
It's Wonder Woman. It's Wonder Woman. We don't have to dance around it.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm sad about it. In fact, I was still excited, but I literally chatted right after that. Just said needs more Superbad.
Yeah,
was the first thing I put, and then from then on, I was just 100% watching the Game Awards.
Yeah, it was funny because when I first saw Diana, I thought, oh shit, is this Injustice 3? But then I remembered that they showed that it's a Monolith game.
I was hoping it was a Justice League game.
Yeah.
Of the way it started. But then it was just like Wonder Woman. I was like, okay, that's fine.
Do you think the Nemesis system will be in this game?
I want it to be. Because if anybody could make something like that work, Wonder Woman would be a great thing to use that for.
Yeah. There's very little to this. It was just some 3D renders of Wonder Woman. She looks really good.
She looks really good.
She looks Wonder Woman.
A lot more like the movie one.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad thing because it's a nice outfit.
Yeah, kind of a combination. Definitely
she has the skirt type look.
Yeah. There's a Wonder Woman game. Monolith is making it. Just remember, everybody, that's the company that made Warner Brothers is putting it out. Obviously, Monolith is making it. Remember, everybody, that Warner Brothers made Monolith fuck the Shadow of Mordor franchise into the ground.
I hope they
with
learned
Shadow
a
of
lesson on that
War.
one.
I really do hope that they do not fuck it up. Because again, I don't really know much about Wonder Woman. I'd be more than happy to play a Wonder Woman game.
Yeah,
Give me a Wonder Woman game.
If it plays really well,
Yeah.
I'll be down to play that game.
Fucking A. Like, I wasn't sitting at home like, I wish they would announce a Wonder Woman game, but I mean, man, like, I've been doing this job for 8.5 years. Like, is it a good game? Then I'll play it. Like, I don't give a shit who's in it. It could be, it could be Jeff from Rage Select Simulator, and if it was fun, I would play it. It wouldn't be very fun because I know what that's like.
It would be artsy, is what the reviewers would say.
I think it's just when I play that game, there's like a terrible feedback, and I just I'm like, oh fuck, put my headphones on. Yeah, from there, let's see, we had some actual awards. We're skipping over that to what was probably the biggest announcement of the entirety. I think that the biggest announcement of all of the Game Awards was motherfucking Alan Wake 2.
It was
motherfucking Alan Wake 2.
It is the highlight, I think, for a lot of people we know, especially John. John was constantly just like, Alan Wake.
Yeah.
Same with Amanda. Amanda was really excited too. Because Remedy,
love that shit.
God, Remedy makes so many really good games, and Alan Wake is a series that definitely needs another shot.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy that it's getting another shot.
They need a shot to start from the beginning and make the game that they wanted from the ground up, instead of like, because Alan Wake was supposed to be open world and then they changed it. Like,
yeah, when I watched the what happened, and then the way Sam Lake started talking about it after they showed the trailer off, I was like, oh, you guys just want to make the game you wanted to make originally,
right?
Like, that's all you're saying.
Yeah.
And you know what, I'm 100% down for that.
Yep.
And he straight up was like, by the way, we're not gonna show shit for like a while.
Yeah,
we're just gonna hunker down and you're not gonna hear from us after.
He also didn't make the face. He didn't make this Max Payne face.
His Max Payne face. I always forget that Sam Lake is fucking foreign as fuck.
Yeah,
and and so I keep forgetting that he doesn't just speak like Max
Payne.
Doesn't
sound like Max Payne. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, they showed, they just showed some different environments, kind of fading back and forth. If you told me this was a Silent Hill trailer, I would believe you. But then it zooms all the way up, and Alan Wake's there, and he's fucking.
Well, the second the narration started, I'm like, oh, I know that voice.
Yeah, he looks real bedraggled though. He doesn't look anywhere near as like. He had the nice coif and the shaved face.
Well, he's been like hiding for a while. He's just, or not hiding. He disappeared for a while, like, especially with the way fucking
he got captured by the fucking Control Foundation.
Well, yeah, the Control straight up mentions like this motherfucker just disappeared.
Yeah,
like nobody's seen him for a while.
It's not the Control. I think they grabbed like the bad, like one of the bad guys. That the doctor from the clinic is like the bad guy in the AME expansion for Control.
I never
believe
played the expansion, to be honest.
Yeah,
but that makes sense because Control outright like has like the closest thing to an epilogue for Alan Wake.
Yep,
which is them saying, yeah, this dude disappeared and no one's seen him for a while.
I'm super happy because I want to play a good Alan Wake game. And I hope that there's Control DLC for Alan Wake.
Well, it's supposed to be like the
Remedy verse. Yeah.
So this might have some teases to it at the end. I don't know. It might be one of those things where like he comes back home or whatever, and she's just standing there like Nick Fury, just like, I want to talk to you about the Remedy fucking
Remedy initiative. Yeah. And that's supposed to come out in 2023. And then Sam Lake said, we're not going to say anything for a while. Like, don't fucking add us on Twitter, nerds.
They don't want to do the same thing they did to Alan Wake 1. That's really what they're saying.
Yeah. From there, we got Ben Schwartz and Jim Carrey and a trailer for Sonic 2.
I'm really excited, to be honest.
Tell me your excitement. I didn't never watch the first one, so I don't know, and I don't care.
Well, the thing is, the first one has a special place in my heart because of when I watched it.
Yeah.
I watched it because I was in a very depressive state at the time. Somebody I knew had died, and I was just like, well, I need something to take my mind off of it. So I went to watch the only thing that was showing at that time, which was Sonic the Hedgehog.
Right.
And I ended up really liking it a lot because it was very simple. It was a road trip type movie, and it just had a fun time with it. And it teased the idea of a sequel, and people weren't sure if they were going to get one, but it did so well. And I'm really excited because now he looks the way Dr. Robotnik is supposed to look.
Oh, Jim Carrey.
And fucking Knuckles, being voiced by Idris Elba, comes in and just wrecks Sonic shit. And it's just one of the most badass, like the most overly badass things I've ever seen that involves Sonic the fucking Hedgehog.
Yep.
And fucking Tails is voiced by actual Tails from the games. which people were wondering if they were going to change, if they were going to cave and change their voice to like a celebrity or something, which is that's very rare for like a movie to be made and for them to let them have their character's voice.
Yeah,
and I think that's fascinating.
Yeah, definitely. You guys know I don't give a shit about Sonic. So
no, he doesn't. But that's the thing is that I didn't either until I was like, I like that first movie a lot, and this looks like an even better version of that movie.
I like it when Knuckles punched Sonic in the face.
You did.
I did like that.
That was the
part.
first
that
thing you mentioned.
Thing.
I remember that was. I remember you commenting that on the Discord, not the Discord, the Twitch. You're like, yeah, kick his ass.
Yeah, beat him up, Knuckles, get him. Put your knuckles in his face holes.
Idris Elba as Knuckles is not something I thought I wanted, but once I got it, I was like, it's everything I've ever wanted.
Yep. From there, we got a Horizon Forbidden West kind of montage trailer. Again, I don't know if there's really data to be mined here. Like, this game looks fucking great. Like, I don't know. Just put it in my mouth. You don't need to just tell me anymore. Just like give it to me.
It's a lot of like, look at all these cool outfits and all these different environments you're going to be fighting things in.
Great.
And I'm pretty excited, as we should be, because it's one of the most interesting new IPs ever to come out in the past decade.
I don't know if I go that far, but I did like it. I feel that a lot of people like really like Horizon, and I was like, it was fine. I liked it, but I'm not there. I'm not in the like super like.
Well, the thing is, there's so many new IPs were always like military type things.
Yeah,
and that's why I think it's the most interesting one, because it's the farthest from any of those.
Yeah, okay.
And, like, at least that did well, at least.
Yeah. Let's see. Musical number.
Yeah, a lot of musical numbers.
Horizon musical number. Final Fantasy VII is Final Fantasy VII Remake is going to be released on the PC. Actually, by the time you hear this, it's already out on the PC. Actually, by the time we record this, right this second, it's already out on the PC.
It's on the Epic Game Store, right?
Yeah, yes, I believe so. And Steam? Or I don't know if it's one or both.
Prefaced with Epic, but I don't know. I'm sure it's on one of them.
Anyway, it just has the Epic Game Store logo, so it might be. Yeah, I think it might be just.
I think it's just them for now.
Great, huzzah! My PC won't run that, so fine. I have
for them, I guess.
PlayStation 5. Yeah, Remake Integrate is out. No, December 16th. I'm sorry, not now. December 16th.
That's Thursday.
Yeah, this coming Thursday. Same day as Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh shit.
Let's see. From there, we had a bunch of silliness with the Xbox Game. Okay, they're renaming Xbox Game Pass on the PC to like PC Game Pass because
something real simple.
Fucking, they're like, oh, the stupid game monkeys. They're gonna not even know that what it is. They're gonna be like, oh, well, how can I put Xbox on a PC? That's not an Xbox. This is so stupid.
It is, but I like the commercial for it that they did because they got a lot of people, some funny people to be in it.
Yeah,
because one of them, he's a rapper, but he's also has apparently a really good show on FX just called Dave. So that's probably
that guy.
Helped. Yeah,
the Lil Dicky.
Yeah, he has a show that apparently is really good on FX. At least that's what somebody keeps fucking. He, like when it was on, he would not stop shutting up about how good it was.
I was surprised that that this guy on the left, who I don't remember, he's like a character actor that's been in like a lot of movies.
Are you talking about the one on the white guy on the left side?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Uncle Jack, isn't he? And It's Always Sunny.
Yes, I believe so.
We're lawyers.
Anyway, yeah. So with Game Pass, is this the thing where
Google Play really was trying to like get you to be excited about mobile games?
Yeah, Google Play, you can play Genshin Impact and Marvel Future Evolution. Who gives a fuck? Nintendo
just mobile games, really.
Said like, thanks for playing the Nintendo games. There was this weird thing they kept showing about like this music website. I don't give a shit.
They also really wanted Prime Gaming to be a thing.
Yep. Shang-Chi did a thing. Okay. So the next actual trailer that we had, it was a weird thing, Michael, because I was watching this trailer and I was like, man, this game looks fucking hype. Like, this game looks fucking cool, man. There's like a bunch of like Space Marines and like this weird like outer space Cthulhu looking stuff, and like And like it looks like a shooter. There's like a bunch of laser cannons. What the fuck is this? And somebody in chat was like, this is Destiny 2. And I was like, no, this looks like a good game that I want to play. And then the longer I watched it, the more I was like, oh, this is Destiny 2.
You know what's funny?
Fucking never mind.
You know that's kind of how I figured it out was the one they're shooting the pistol. I was like, that pistol looks like it fires the way Bungie would fire a pistol. And then I was like, wait, is this Destiny? Or I thought it was going to be a sequel to Destiny. I thought it was going to be like Destiny 3 because it looked so much different to me.
Yeah.
And then the second she's like, and then it came back like the light. And I was like, oh, this is just the expansion.
The light.
Isn't it?
They can't shut up about the light. Yeah, this is Destiny 2, The Witch Queen, coming out February. I'm sure it will be fine.
I thought the point of the Guardians is that they didn't look like normal people again. That they all look like weird fucking blue people or some shit.
I don't know. I don't care about Destiny 2. I can't keep up with the fucking story, and I don't give a shit because it's just weekly grinding raid bonus nonsense, and I don't care.
I don't have enough friends that gave a shit about Destiny.
Yeah.
For me to really give a shit about Destiny.
I've tried an even dozen times over the years.
Oh, I've tried
to get into Destiny.
I tried when the first one came out. I tried when Taken King came out.
Yep.
I tried when the second one came out.
Yep.
I tried when the expansion to the second one came out.
Which one?
I was like, or the whenever they made it free.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I can't fucking do this anymore.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the end game stuff was blocked off by like level stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't finish Destiny 2 technically because I wasn't high enough level to let me finish the game. And I was like, I don't care and I don't want to grind and I'm just done with this. And everyone that the two people I got to try to play with me, they were like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like I don't either.
Yeah. I played it. It was boring and I hate it. Destiny 2. If you like it, I'm more power to you. I wish I did like it. I wish I liked it because there's a lot of content for it and it plays great.
Amazingly.
Yeah, 100%. Do not like it. Do not want.
Plus, they fucked over, what's his name? The
Peter Dinklage.
Martin O'Donnell.
Oh.
The guy who did the music to the original Halo games. Mm-hmm. He got completely fucking fucked by Destiny.
Yeah. On the other hand, I am very excited about Kichiro Toyama announced this new game from Bokeh Game Studio, which is kind of cool.
Was really exciting, to be honest.
Slitter Head.
It was so
very unfortunate. Yeah, it's like a guy, he's walking around, there's like a sexy lady, and he's like, ooh, a sexy lady, and then her head breaks open, and then she turns into a giant bone monster, and then there's like a bunch of musical montages and monsters and fucking everybody's head slitting open. You got the Slitter Head, man. Everybody's got the slit head.
It was a lot of crazy shit and a lot of crazy like visuals, and I was like, man, I don't know what this is, but I want to know more about whatever this is.
It looks like a cross between Dead Space and Virus.
I could see
the movie Virus, or the comic, actually. Like a blood sword. People are jumping around. This is some insane bullshit, and I am here for it 1,000%. Like,
I am too.
This is some dumbass shit, and I fucking love it.
This was one of the biggest surprises for me.
Yep. This might be the thing that I was most excited for. Fucking Slitter Head. What a horrible name. It's a terrible fucking name.
It's a terrible name, but it says everything about it.
Yeah. Akira Yamaoka is doing the soundtrack. That's fucking great. At the end, there's like an old lady. She got fucking monster face. Monster face closes up. And she's just like, hey, I'm your grandma.
It's a horrifying visual.
Grandma monster face. Yeah, I'm totally down. 100%, 1,000,000%. Give it to me.
No.
Put it in me. Just give it to me. Don't put it in me.
Hook
give
it
it to
my
me.
veins.
Hand it to me. Put it in my hand. Do not use any of my orifices. People are too flippant about that shit. On the other hand, there's a game called Nightingale.
Oh yeah, this thing.
It was like a Victorian monster. It's like there's like a lady and she's got like a real like League of Extraordinary Gentlemen outfit on, like hunting monsters, and like everything seemed to be going pretty well. I was like, okay, all right, okay.
This looks really cool.
All right. And then there was like 3 other people, and I was like, oh no, I know what happens next. And then it was like, yes, work together as a team. And I'm like, no, stop it, motherfuckers.
Well, originally, like when they first showed up, I was like, well, maybe it's just like a co-op story thing. And then it showed them building stuff.
Yeah.
A survival. I'm like, okay, now I definitely don't give a fuck.
Yeah. This is some kind of weird cross between Greedfall and Strange Brigade. That's what I'm saying.
Here's what I'll say though: the designs are really cool.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like when that first monster like opens its mouth and it's not the mouth you expected to open, I was like, that's kind of cool.
Yep. No, everything looks, all of it looks fantastic.
Also, the way they explained the plot, I was like, is this Sliders? Because they were just like, oh, we're a bunch of people who got sucked into a dimension. Now we got to find our way back. I'm like, Sliders.
Yep. Sliders.
Make a Sliders game, you cowards.
Michael, nobody would ever do that. No, they don't. No one would buy it except for like 8 people, like
Me,
you and John.
Chris, John.
Yeah, you, me, and John would be the only 3 people to buy it.
Well, Chris would get it. He likes Sliders.
Yeah,
that's 4 people. That's already 4 sales right there.
4 people right there. That's $240. Get on it, video game industry.
You get your friends in, just treat it like a pyramid scheme, but it's just a Sliders game instead. It'll be fine.
Sliders is a pyramid scheme. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. This looks silly. I don't like it.
What's Jerry O'Connell up to? He's not up to anything.
Speaking of stuff I'm not a big fan of, we saw a full-on trailer for that Gollum game.
Oh my god.
That's been in development for like 1 billion years.
I had almost forgot about it, and then I saw the trailer for this, and I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
His face.
He looks so weird. He's got cartoon eyes. I mean, he has cartoon eyes, but they're even more cartoony. Also,
his voice is awful, by the way.
It kind of seems like Styx, right? Like it's a stealth game. Like he doesn't fight the guys. He's like pouring lava on the orcs and like, did anybody want this?
No
like,
one wants this.
At the height of Lord of the Rings fandom, maybe, right? But I feel like we've cooled down.
I don't see this selling well
since then. So,
actually, it's going to go one of 2 ways.
Yeah,
either one, it's going to not sell well. Or 2, it's going to sell well because everyone's going to be like, it's so artsy compared to other things or whatever. And it's Lord of the Rings, and you feel like you're playing Gollum, like just weird shit like that. It's going to be one of those 2.
Yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. I would be surprised, honestly, if it is just middle of the road and it just does middle of the road.
I mean, like Daedalic is a good company, so who knows? Who knows? Let's see. From there, we saw Somerville, which is that inside game where you got to save your family from the aliens
or something. We're not really sure still.
Yeah,
they showed off last Game Awards, right?
Was it Game Awards or was it E3?
It was one of those 2. That's the thing, is they kind of blend in together, especially last year. Everything blended in together.
Yeah,
pretty hard.
Yeah. Looks good. Looks good. I'm afraid that we're starting to run really long here, so we're gonna have to like just speed through some stuff. We got my favorite musical segment, the Cuphead ladies singing
Delicious Last Course.
The Delicious Last Course.
That middle one was very excited.
The trailer for it. It looks like more Cuphead.
Yes. I still need to play that game.
I swear to God, I thought this was already out. I really thought this
too. That's the
DLC
thing.
was out. So
I assumed it was a sequel originally when they were announcing this, and it's like, no, that's the DLC. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
I thought that was already a thing.
Well, I thought it was I thought it was a sequel too until they started saying The Last Course, and I was like, oh, that was the name of the last DLC. Anyway, let's see. From there, there's a new Sonic game.
Why did they show this
Sonic
later? I still don't understand that.
Sonic, Michael. Like, you can't, if you put 2 Sonic trailers back to back,
the world explodes.
Nosebleeds, brain hemorrhages, people would have just fucking died of excitement in their seats. You got to space out your Sonic.
Absolutely.
All right.
If too many chili dogs upsets the stomach.
So this is like an open world Sonic, we're not
really sure. That's the thing.
Yeah,
like they showed off a lot of stuff, and we're not really sure what this game is even now. Like it's the most they've shown off since they announced it. I want to say E3.
Mm-hmm.
And
did they announce it? Was it like a tease at E3?
Yeah, it was one of the things that they teased, that they're just like, new Sonic the Hedgehog game, and it was him running or something like that. Oh, it's usually just that.
Okay.
But they were like, well, you're not going to see anything about it for a while, is what they said.
Okay.
And then this is the first time when anybody's seen anything on it. And I think it's the first time, because there's a What Happened video on Sonic Forces, because we realized that Sonic Forces was the last new one, that there was an interview with the developer where they're like, after Sonic Forces, we realized that we keep rushing these games too much, and that's the reason people keep hating what we've been doing and why they're always janky as hell.
Sure.
We should really slow down for the first time. Gotta go fast is the motto, but you gotta go fast has caused some real hard issues for these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
So for the first time, they might finally be taking their time, and we might end up finally getting a good Sonic game for the first time in like a decade.
I mean, I don't know about you.
Or even more than 2 decades.
I would like for there. I'm gonna be real careful with how I say this. I would like for there to be a new Sonic game that I enjoyed, That's all I have to say about that.
Sonic Mania is the only one I enjoyed in the past 20 years, and that's because it's the greatest hits thing.
Was that trailer supposed to be like in-game footage?
I don't know. That's the thing.
Or was it just pre-rendered? Because it was just like, well, you put Sonic in an Unreal 4 demo.
I think the areas were definitely were in-game though.
Okay,
because those definitely look like they were more like an in-game area.
All right.
Him running, I don't think so.
From there, motherfucking Hideo Kojima came out to say, "Hi, everybody. I'm not going to say anything this year, but I'll see you next year with an announcement, because that's what kind of world you live in when you're a fan of Hideo Kojima, is just fucking being punched in the balls for about 5 years, and then you get to play a really cool game at the end of that amount of time." So
that's usually what happens. But his good friend Guillermo del Toro, showed off, of course, his new movie,
Nightmare Alley,
which apparently is pretty good.
Great. That movie looks fucking great.
Apparently there's a black and white version of it that he said that might exist.
Nice.
But then Guillermo del Toro said something that was him cucking me, which was the Silent Hill line where he's like, they should make a new Silent Hill. I'm like, don't you do this to me, Guillermo del Toro. Don't you fucking do this to me.
It's too easy. It's too easy to do stuff. It's like making Matt Frank hungry on the dojo. It's
That's
super
true.
easy. All you got to do is just say stuff like, hey, Michael, what if they put Spider-Man in the new Ghostbusters game? And then your head explodes.
I almost played Tony Hawk 2. Well, I actually did play Tony Hawk 2 originally because Spider-Man was in it.
There you go. Let's
was terrible
see.
at that game.
This is a bunch of different things. We had Google Google Play showed Lineage 2, PUBG Mobile, Amazon Luna. There was a lot of Amazon Luna.
Amazon really wanted you to take them seriously.
Amazon Luna sucks, you guys. Do not get Amazon Luna. I bought it. I have the controller for Amazon Luna. Do not buy it. From there, we got a trailer for Chia, which is that weird Mario Odyssey thing with the little girl.
Mario Breath of the Wild thing.
Yeah.
Because it was like she had all these movements that were just Breath of the Wild, and then she's going into animals. It's like, this is just, let's do all the things Nintendo did, but put it into like this cutesier little child game.
Yeah. This game has been oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, just keep going. Yeah.
I mean, this game has been around for a little while, so we've known for a little while that this was coming out. It looks like a fun little adventure game.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't hate that, to be honest, because it's not a Nintendo game for one.
Yeah,
it's a PlayStation game from what I can tell, and as long as it's fun, have at it.
Yeah, it's funny. There's literally one moment in the trailer where the main character is fighting some things, and I have no idea what those things are.
I don't either, but it looked fun.
But it just seems like there's just a lot of different stuff you can do in this world.
Yeah, there's guitar play things. So
yeah,
I'm waiting for people to learn how to play the Simpsons theme on it, like they did the ocarina.
Carving out statues and stuff. So yeah. From there, we got Jeff Keighley here to show us, oh, hey, we're going to talk about Justice League kills the Suicide Squad.
The Suicide Squad kills the
Suicide Squad kills the Justice League. No, that's what's actually going to happen is Justice League is going to kill the Suicide.
That would be funny.
And then it was there's a blue screen, and then Amanda Waller walks out and says, you can't show people. That's classified, Keighley. You're all classified. And then she walks away, and he's like, all right, let's look at this trailer. And it was like, wait, why did you do that?
If Waller was real, she would have murdered Jeff Keighley where he stood.
Yeah. It wouldn't have been and then Amanda Waller left the room, and so then we all decided to do the thing that she said not to do, and it's like, well, then you die.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
Your head would have exploded, Jeff Keighley, because it turns out she'd put a bomb in your head when you weren't paying attention.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It was really strange. This lady's the voice actress for Amanda Waller,
yes.
I guess.
She's in a lot of games. She's Deborah Wilson from Mad TV fame, which is, at least for a lot of us people my age, remember her. But she's in a lot of games. She was in Fallen Order. She was Okoye in Avengers. Apparently, she was in something. She was in something else that was announced this year, or not announced, but that was a trailer this year. She's in a lot of stuff, and the fact that she does mocap and she's very recognizable, is one of the reasons why it's kind of funny.
Holy God, you guys! I don't know if we're going to get to news this week.
I don't think we're going to.
I don't know if we're getting to news this week.
But the trailer was really cool though for Suicide Squad.
The thing, okay, so here's the thing: is that I agree. I'm looking forward to this game. I hope that Rocksteady has been spending time making this a really good game. As I've said before, I've really warmed up to Suicide Squad a lot over the last few years between the James Gunn movie and Harley Quinn and some of the other stuff that they've been in. the thing is, I want to just see 5 minutes of somebody just playing this game with the HUD and the UI and like the button prompts on the screen, because they always make it very cinematic when they're doing this. Like, they stitch together the different characters, and I'm like, well, but like, what is it like? I mean, I can see like some third person over the shoulder with Deadshot, and obviously, Captain Boomerang has like a boomerang and stuff, but I'm having a hard time really internalizing what's happening moment to moment here. So
I was laughing because one of the Discords like, how's Captain Boomerang supposed to fight the Flash? I'm like, with boomerangs, duh. He's Captain Boomerang. What are you, stupid?
Like, he throws the boomerang and then the Flash dodges it, but then the boomerang comes back and hits the Flash in the back of the head.
It's diabolical, guys.
What I said it was Captain Boomerang was invented before the Flash could outrun time. All right, you guys.
That's true. He used to be one of Flash's biggest bad guys until he could like go through fucking space time.
What was like Captain Cold? Like, haha, I've stuck your feet to the ground with ice, the Flash. And then the Flash is like, I vibrate through reality.
And now your mom like never existed, and then he disappears.
Yeah. I run so fast that every one of us that runs fast, we eventually become part of this universal force that's just nothing but running really fast.
Also, there's like 1,000 speedsters now.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing about DC. There's like 1,000 versions of their main heroes, and I have no issues with it.
Okay, so actually, I take it back. There's some of this that looks like it's a little bit more extended gameplay of just kind of going from move to move to move and stuff. What I wonder about it is how a lot of times when they show these kind of segments of characters doing like these kind of action beats, it turns out that that's all well and good, but in the actual main game, you're not actually going to look that cool because you're not like, you haven't practiced this part for the E3 demo.
You're gonna fuck up like the moment where like Captain Boomerang tries to get on a building.
Yeah,
like you're going to do it. I guarantee it.
But then I wonder if they've somehow modified like the Arkham Asylum system that's very like Snap 2 and makes you look really cool to make you be able to do really cool Suicide Squad stuff.
Possibly.
So
also, stop giving the Flash armor. Stop giving DC characters armor if they're not like fucking Wonder Woman or Batman. They don't need that shit.
What? Just spandex?
Yeah, because like the Flash with armor looks weird. Like it's just like it just looks like a weird character.
I don't know. I've played so much Injustice.
That's fair, but even then, I didn't like his outfit in those either.
Injustice 2. Everybody's got armor now. Right. All right, that's. I was hoping we could get to the end, but oh no, there's way too much. So yeah, you're not getting a 3-hour podcast this week.
A 3-hour fucking show.
Yeah. Well, I just assumed that we could gloss over more of the actual awards and stuff, but
we glossed over the awards. These are just trailers.
We still are way behind. So, you know what, y'all? We're gonna take a break, and we come back. We're gonna see how much more we can do. And I don't know, man. Maybe we'll just have to fucking get your news from somewhere else this week because there's only so many podcast hours in the day.
Read a newspaper.
We'll be right back. Michael, you want to put some bets? Are we going to get to any news at all this week? You don't think so?
It's just going to be Deborah Wilson all day.
Deborah Wilson news. Welcome back to the Deborah Wilson podcast. Here on Deborah Wilson, I'm Deborah Wilson. Yeah, so the next trailer that we had was for Forspoken, which is that crazy isekai Square Enix game, which, like, looks hot as hell. Like,
it looks like I'm really interested in this one, to be honest. Deborah Wilson's also in this. That's why I made that joke.
Lots of Deborah Wilsons. Yeah, I don't know. Like, again, this is another one where I think that I would like to see more. Just like, okay, I had one slight criticism. Like, I think all the faces and the graphics and everything look really cool in this. I would like to see a little bit more gameplay because I feel like the parts where they showed action, the enemies didn't seem like they were doing all that much. They just kind of were standing there getting blasted, and that's just. Could possibly just be like kind of what they decided to show, but
I didn't really pay attention to the actual like the way the enemies were reacting.
Yeah,
or anything. But I think it's just to show off what her abilities are.
Yeah, it's very possible. It's just we're just not seeing that, and I feel like between that first thing where they just kind of showed her running around, and then they've been focusing a lot on the weird cinematics with the crazy face people in them. So
they're very proud of a lot. That's the thing that ties a lot of these trailers together is they're very proud of their way everything looks like in a cutscene.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I would like to see. I would like to see more of this. I would like to see, I don't know, I guess I'm just yearning for the days, those good old E3 days where they were just like, let me just show somebody playing this game for 5 minutes, as opposed to like, here's the super slick trailer. I feel like at E3 we had that same problem of just like a lot of really, really slick trailers and not a lot of like, let me just watch some dev play a beta build of this for a few minutes.
Well, it's because everything's moved away from the idea of like, this is the actual just, here's what a game looks like, into excitement, like colon or star or whatever next to it. It's so like a lot of them have just become big spectacles, more than it is, hey, this is what the game actually looks like. You end up just finding those out through IGN or something, like here's a 5-minute video of us talking over this actual gameplay.
I guess these days, like as you get closer to the actual release of a game, then it's like just a billion videos showing you every intricate mechanic of the game, and it's like, all right, stop now, just put it out already.
Exactly.
From there, I was frankly goddamn flabbergasted. This might have been my favorite thing that happened. I know that I talked about Slitter Head or whatever it was, Slitter Head. Yeah. But I never in a million. Okay, so we were looking at 40K. There's a bunch of Imperial Marines. They're fighting a bunch of Tyranids. They're all like, we need backup. The Zerg are killing us. Blarg. And then the fucking drop ship comes down, and a bunch of Ultramarines jump off, and I'm like, oh my god, is this Space Marine 2? And not just like a shitty strategy game or a weird co-op online multiplayer game or like chess or whatever the fuck they felt like they wanted to do another Diablo game.
Well, and the tricky thing with Warhammer trailers is that you don't know until the end.
Yes.
Every time. Like it could be a trailer that looked exactly like this.
Yeah.
And they could have been like, it's an RTS, and I would not have been surprised.
It's Dawn of War 4 or wait, which one was the
I don't even remember the name of it.
Dawn of War? Anyway, it could have been like a fucking Total War game. But no, it's Space Marine 2. I fucking love Space Marine. Like, I can't wait to disembowel Tyranids with the Ultramarines, because last time it was Chaos and I believe some Orcs. And there's so many cool races in Warhammer 40K to kill that are not Chaos. They love Chaos. I just want to kill some Tau. I want to kill some fucking Necro jerks. Those big skeleton assholes. Some space elves. I want to kill everything with my big chainsaw sword.
I saw some memes online of Warhammer fans who were just like they were saying like memes that didn't age well, which was like them saying saying that Space Marine 2 is never going to happen.
Oh yeah,
and they're like, oh, thank God.
yeah. I mean, did you ever play Warhammer 40K Space Marine?
I played it for a little bit. I bought it. I want to say I bought it when it was like stupidly cheap one day.
Yeah,
and I never got around to finishing it, but I liked what I played of it. It's just because it was recommended to me constantly by people who were just like, look, it's a fun game, and yeah, they were right. It's a really fun game. And I had forgot about it because, it'd been ages ago. That was, a 360 game?
It was 10 years ago. I looked it up.
That was 10 years ago?
It was 10 years ago, yeah. That the original Space Marine came out. Yeah, it was like PS3, 360 era.
Shit. It was a fun game. People really liked it at the time, and it was really surprising that they didn't make another one right away.
Yeah. Well, it was also made by... what was it, like THQ or
that might have been why.
It was one of those. Yeah, it was one of those weird things. I had all the information yesterday and I forgot all of it. Anyway, Saber Interactive is making this, and I'm happy about that.
They made the Ghostbusters game.
Let's see. We got Saints Row. From there, we got a new Saints Row trailer. I actually think this trailer looks a little better than the last few things we've seen.
Well, it's a lot of gameplay.
Yeah,
and that's like that was what you're saying is like we need more gameplay, and there's so much of it that just makes it look more like what we expect out of Saints Row. Yeah, that actually makes me really excited for it.
There's also a lot more like wacky stuff, like fucking Wolverine claws and like cyber lasers and neon. Like it's a little bit goofier than the previous stuff. That
it also shows off a lot of the customization too in certain parts of it.
Yeah, I just Michael, There'd better be a British man's voice for the main character.
Yes, there better be. There better be, because that's kind of our bread and butter. And
Yeah, this site's been running on fumes since Saints Row 4 came out. What was the one?
the remaster?
No. Agents of Mayhem.
Oh my God,
the sequential that we abandoned.
that was the thing. Agents of Mayhem. We were all really excited.
Yep.
And then that game came out, and the internet was just like, "No, I'm good.
No, thank you.
No, thank you."
Yeah, I like this trailer better than anything I've seen so far. Like the montage of goofy, crazy, weird shit. It looks more to me like Saints Row 3 than the stuff that they've shown previously. So, good job, Saints Row. Like you've made it look cooler. So, no Burt Reynolds, but that's all right.
Can't really do that now, though.
Yeah.
Can't even get Norm Macdonald to pretend to be Burt Reynolds now.
Oh no,
it's a sad time. Guys.
Oh geez. Yeah. Let's see. From there, we got a bunch of Fall Guys stuff. Nightmare Before Christmas skins for Fall Guys. Yeah, that's fine. That's Fall Guys.
Yeah, it's Fall Guys. It's on sale apparently. At the moment until January 3rd.
Yeah. There was a weird EA thing. There was a stupid mech FaZe Clan thing. This is all bullshit. Fuck all this.
It's a lot of commercial stuff. There's there's a lot of stuff in between that was just like, let's talk about the people, and I'm like, that's nice, I guess, but
no,
that's not why I wanted this to be 3 hours long.
Yeah. Let's see. I think that the next big trailer was for Dune Spice Wars.
Yeah.
Which I was relatively excited about until I found out it was a 4X, which is not to say that's a bad thing. And honestly, Dune probably should be a 4X game as opposed to an RTS or an adventure game or whatever.
Yeah, I don't really see Dune working as anything other than that, to be honest.
Well, I don't know. It could have been a narrative-focused game. I don't know.
Could have been a Telltale game is what you're saying.
No. There's something between those two that I would have enjoyed.
Choose which spice you want.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. That's fine. I generally don't like the open-ended nature of 4X games. I know that a lot of people do, and I'm really happy that they're going to get a Dune game. I'm really happy that Dune's back in the vogue, right?
Yeah.
Like
Dune is back, guys.
We're talking about Dune. I'm up to Heretics of Dune. Which
that's right. Yeah, we're listening to them. Right?
I'm listening to them on audiobook. Heretics of Dune takes place roughly 5,000 years after the third book, which takes place. The end of the third book is maybe like 20 or 30 years after the end of the movie. And then it's like there's a 3,000 year jump. And then after the end of God Emperor, there's a 1,500 year jump.
That's amazing. I had no idea.
Things get real weird, man. Things get real fucking weird in that franchise. I mean, once the guy turns into the worm, like it all goes crazy from there.
I don't know what any of that means.
In God Emperor of Dune, Arrakis is like a lush, verdant, like forest planet. And there's a giant half man, half sandworm that rules the entire fucking universe, and everybody hates / loves him, and it just gets weirder from there.
I'm just gonna take your word for it.
Yeah,
that could all be nonsense.
No,
I wouldn't know.
Dune's fucking crazy, and then the end of fucking Chapter House. Anyway, yeah. So I get talking about
for Dune, I guess.
We got Will Arnett and Ashley Birch came out to introduce a new trailer for Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
That was a fun thing because I like both of these people a lot.
Yeah, I gotta admit that, like, I don't know. It's like I want to like this based on the voice actors, but it doesn't look like a game that I'm gonna like. Like,
that's the thing about this trailer is I want to be excited because it's got a great voice cast. I love I love the way some of the jokes are in this one.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact once I play the game, those jokes are not going to be nearly as creative as you play the game.
I think you're just going to be shooting stuff and getting loot and shooting stuff and getting loot and like.
As much as I love Andy Samberg and especially as much as I love fucking Will Arnett, man, I love Will Arnett.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll try it. That's the thing is I feel like I'm going to at least try it.
I mean, what more could you ask for?
Yeah.
Let's see. From there, this is a very strange announcement. Among Us is coming to VR.
I kind of love this idea. I love the idea of Among Us VR, but I'm not sure how well this is going to work. I guess.
Yeah, it was a very short trailer. Among Us is coming to VR. I guess. I mean, it's going to be on
good for this company, by the way.
It's going to be on the Quest 2, so
I have one of those. So
yeah. You and I can play Among Us in VR.
Yeah.
We could play in the same room, and we could draw the safe zone around the other person, and then constantly be running into them as
that's going to be.
we have to
punching somebody.
We have to kill the traitor. Then like it's going to happen for reals. Yeah. Okay, so I know that I've said that my favorite parts of the Game Awards were before, but I lied because my actual favorite thing that happened in the Game Awards was there's a K-pop performance in the game Doke V. Everybody's favorite. What the fuck is this? Why are these babies K-pop dancing? What the fuck am I looking at? Oh God, make it stop! Game of all time.
It was just. I couldn't figure out what it was until you put it into words.
Yep.
Which is that their bodies are moving incredibly realistically.
Yep.
But they're still cartoon faces.
Yep. So, like, your lizard brain is trying to figure out what's wrong with them and whether you need to kill them to protect your tribe.
Exactly.
Like, before they all like come in, they're like, "This is what Judgment Day is like." The early Terminators didn't have very good faces.
No. Yeah.
For anybody who forgot, this is that game that's like it's like an open world Pokemon, but then also like there's like bubble hammers and also everything like skateboards and fucking jetpacks and fucking what the
yeah, I remember the trailer where we were so confused. It's like, what the fuck is this game supposed to be? Yeah, and even now I still don't know. It's just it's even more so with this K-pop thing, but it shows a lot of customization, so I guess that's neat.
Some kind of online everything game.
I feel like it would be weird if I played a game like this though.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. Eventually, it'll come out, and we will play it for Rage Select. So,
I mean, like regularly, if that makes sense.
Let's see. After that, we got some Genshin Impact trailers. I don't know anything about Genshin Impact, so I'm not going to say anything. It looks like a bunch of. No, I just said
boys,
I was going to say that. Yeah, there's like some cat boys, Twinkie cat boys, and fucking big monsters, and like, okay, fine, whatever.
Look, it's more Genshin Impact. Either you like that shit or you don't.
Yep. There's a bunch of hot boys in Genshin Impact. Go, fine, whatever. Let's see. From there, we got a really strange trailer for a game called Steel Rising, which for the life of me, I thought this was going to be that Life of P Pinocchio.
I thought it was too, to be honest.
Steampunk game, but it's not. It's like another weird European, like Victorian steampunk thing where you play as like a lady steampunk robot with like a big clock blade.
These Mega Man reboots are getting weird, guys.
You find a bunch of like clockwork cats and monsters and stuff, and it's being made by spiders. Okay, it's being made by spiders, not like the Thing.
No, I get it. Yeah, I thought that the second you said it too.
The company spiders. Yeah, it's not a bunch of tiny spiders like tipping out the code.
Yeah, because it's like a French Revolution time frame looking thing.
Yeah,
but with like robot things. I don't know. It's weird.
Like big steampunk clockwork.
It's honestly hard to describe.
Yeah,
outside of saying that. Watch the trailer, guys. You'll be confused as much as we are.
I like spiders because they make dumb shit and they're like a good like weird middleware company. So.
Yeah, if you didn't say middleware company, I would have again thought you were talking about actual spiders.
Yep. June 2022 is when that's coming out. Let's see. We got Metal Hellsinger, which I honestly thought was already out, which is like this. I've seen this a few times in the past, is like a first-person shooter where you're in hell as a demon, but it's got all this death metal, and it's like a rhythm shooter where you're supposed to kind of shoot on the beat to like kind of make combos and stuff.
I like the idea, but I'm terrible at rhythm things, to be honest.
Yeah.
Except for Beat Saber for some reason. I'm getting really good at that.
Did you get that? Oh, we didn't announce the Lady Gaga pack for Beat Saber.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah. They announced it at the Game Awards. Maybe, you missed it earlier.
Maybe I'll get that. Because that's the thing. They don't have a lot. That's the funny thing. As big as Beat Saber is, they don't have a lot of actual like legitimate packs. Like most things are just mods.
Most of the stuff in the actual Beat Saber is for artists that I don't know about, so it's like kind of worthless to me.
It's got Green Day in it.
I don't want to do that.
And Linkin Park. It's got Imagine Dragons, actually.
Don't want that either.
I only brought that up because they fucking played it at the Game Awards.
Rocket League's come to cell phones. Rocket League Sideswipe on cell phones.
Game Awards had a lot of don't you have phone type announcements.
Yeah.
Or commercials. So, yeah.
Yep. No, but don't worry, Michael, because Google Play is coming out with Google Play Games in 2022 where you can play phone games on your PC. Did you not see this?
I did, but I forgot because all I saw was Google Play Games and my mind shut down.
Yep. This is not for Jeff. This is not 100% not for Jeff. Yeah, I don't want to play phone games. Period. Full stop. The end.
Well, most phone games are designed to be touchscreen related, and so I don't really see a reason to do like at that point just make a PC game.
Now you can click on the touchscreen prompts on your PC. I don't know. Let's see. From here, I was actually legitimately excited that some Telltale folks are spinning off to make a Star Trek game called Star Trek Resurgence. I was very afraid at the beginning that it was just going to be like talking to Klingons, but there's some actual action in the trailer and some like scanning stuff, and things look more like
it's more like a Mass Effect game.
Yeah,
which is not a bad thing because Mass Effect is just fucking Star Trek.
Yeah. And I like me some Star Trek, but you also are going to get to make some cool decisions. I've always been baffled that there isn't like more there aren't more narrative Star Trek games out there.
It's always weird that's the thing. I think it's because a lot of people for some reason can't figure out how to make a Star Trek game. Since a lot of OG Star Trek does a lot of talking.
Yeah.
Whereas I think since the Abrams movies came out, more people are willing to do more action-y type things with them.
Yeah, somebody hasn't watched Deep Space Nine. Had a whole war in that show. You can blast them with the Lego rifles.
Well, you remember the Star Trek Abrams game they came out with?
Yep.
Man, what a
Kirk and Spock one.
Clusterfuck that was.
Yeah, it was. Let's see. Next up on the trailer parade, we saw the next game from Iron Galaxy?
Yeah.
Called Rumbleverse, which appears to be some kind of like wrestling multiplayer game or like action battle royale, like punching people, hitting people with chairs. It's got a kind of a wrestle vibe to it, a little bit of wrestle vibe.
Yeah, it really wants to be like this is like a wrestling type thing with the way people are attacking each other, doing like body slams and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm curious as to like how this game actually will play.
Yeah.
Because there's stuff that you watch that are like, well, this could be like something you can do in the game, but how does it look in the actual game itself since this is all cinematic?
Right. I don't know. It's got a very like Knockout City vibe to it.
I could see that. Yeah.
Or what was the one with everybody where they blow the bubbles, they blow the gum on the Switch? It was like the Ninja Gum game.
I don't even remember what you're talking about, to be honest.
Okay, there's a Ninja Gum game on the Switch.
That's the one time I don't have no fucking idea what you're talking about.
I played that one with Amanda, I believe.
But this game, depending on what it is, depends on like once we see actual gameplay on it.
Yeah,
it could be a fun thing because Iron Galaxies is a really good company. They've done a lot of good stuff for fighting game stuff for the most part.
We'll
see how it plays out.
They also made that Extinction game. I will never forgive them.
I forgot about that.
I will never forgive them for making that horrible piece of shit game.
That's fair. That's probably why I haven't heard from them in a while.
Yeah. Let's see. We got a new trailer for Plague Tale Requiem, which I never finished the first one.
A trailer that played correctly. Because if you guys remember last year, that sucked.
Was that the one that was all fucked up last year?
That was the one that was all fucked up last year.
Okay. There were a few points where the frame rate dipped a little bit. There's a few points where the microphones in the back weren't turned all the way off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this looks like more Plague Tale. I thought first Plague Tale, I never finished it. I never played, I don't think, much more than we played on Rage Select, but
I really liked it when we did play. And it was on Game Pass. I don't know if it's still on Game Pass.
Yeah. Looks like the rats are back. Looks like similar to the first one. So yeah, I don't know. Nothing to sneeze at there. We got a cinematic trailer for Dying Light 2, which was weird. Dying Light 2 already has like 1 billion trailers, and I didn't really pay. Like, there's a point in this trailer where these two women run into this house and they put like a board in front of the door, and they're like, "Oh, thank God!" But like the windows are only like half boarded up, and they're being chased by like a ravenous zombie horde. It's like, guys, you should have kept going. There's a weird part at the end where there's this guy, and he's got this UV light which like hurts the zombies, and he like lets the mom and the daughter get all torched up, but then he like jumps out a window and just falls to his death and dies. And I'm like,
that's the weird thing about when they do cinematic trailers like this. It's just like, well, what was kind of the point of doing something like that?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the issue that I had with like that trailer to Dead Island, for instance.
Right.
It was like a really fun like little trailer, but then what was the point of it? kind of thing.
I think this one just keeps like flipping back and forth between different time periods and different characters in a way that confused and enraged me, and I didn't know what the events were supposed to be or why I was supposed to care about them.
That's the thing. It's like it might have nothing to do with anything. Like the way that Dead Island trailer was that everyone really loved.
Yeah,
it could just be this nice emotional thing, and they're like, but there's nothing to do with anything you do in the game.
Yeah,
so that could be very much what it is.
I saw a whole other trailer that they just put out for Dying Light 2 that was like an in-game trailer, and it looked great. Looked way better than that. Okay, speaking of really weird shit, we got a trailer for Crossfire X, which is, if I'm not mistaken, this is like an Asian Counter-Strike multiplayer game where they hired Remedy to make a single-player campaign for it.
Which is the only reason I want to try this thing.
Yeah, and nothing in this trailer really said anything Remedy related. It's just
didn't,
like
but
very.
They worked with what they had.
Yeah, blasting guys. I mean, it kind of seems like there's like a little crisis suit thing going on with like a kind of superpowered suit. I don't know, man. Like, the problem with most generic action games is that the story sucks, and I don't care because I'm not into the story. So if Remedy made a good story for a generic action game, I'll give it a try.
Absolutely,
I'll give it a shot.
I absolutely will give it a shot. I like Remedy so much, I'm willing to give like anything they do a shot.
And it's out in. Wait for it, everybody. Michael,
what's up?
When is it out?
When?
February 2022.
Oh shit! It's a February game.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
February 2022 is the biggest moment in gaming at this point.
I thought you were going to say it's out now, and I'm like, I don't remember them saying that.
Oh no, if it was out now, I'd be playing it already. So. Let's see. From here, we have garbage, even for trailers. I'm going to skip over. We had Fortnite, the new Fortnite season, whatever.
It's got Spider-Man in it, guys.
Whatever.
And you could tell that I was really tempted, and I'm still tempted, but I should not do that because it's a bad idea.
Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt, which, may I remind everybody, is already out on early access and appears to be garbage.
Yeah, it's not been doing well.
Which is the Vampire the Masquerade Battle Royale game.
I laughed out loud when Jeff Keighley was like, a successful early access. I was like, successful.
Yep. Speaking of Imagine Dragons, Imagine Dragons played. They played the You Gotta Build a Wall or whatever from Bastion.
Is that what they were singing?
Yeah. Except that, like, the male part of that is like this very kind of husky thing, and then Imagine Dragons made it like their lead guy, and then there was like a guy that came out for like a rap verse, like a guest rap verse on it. I don't listen to modern music. I don't know who anybody is. I've never listened to Imagine Dragons in my life.
I have no idea. I've zoned out when this whole part happened.
This music is so, the Darren Korb music is so burned into my brain that I kind of wish they had just played that instead of like mashing it up with Imagine Dragons. But I'm old, and nobody cares what I think about Imagine Dragons. So
it was an Imagine Dragons joke in Hawkeye.
Yeah, I think it was last year they just did the duet from Hades, right?
I think so. Yeah,
that was great. I love that part. I like Darren Korb so much that I just kind of want to hear like Darren Korb. I don't want to hear Imagine Dragons presents a Darren Korb joint.
That's fair.
This guy also might be the second most excited guitar player in the Game Awards. The first comes later.
Very excited people.
Oh no. Oh my god. I've got this huge thing. And it just scrolled back up to the top. Okay, here we go, guys. Let's see. Next up. You know what? I have to mention really briefly. We have this the Innovation and Accessibility Award.
Award.
I have no idea. I did not know this was happening, and it doesn't really matter like who all else was in this category. Forza won it, but they won it because apparently Forza is doing a thing where they have like an American Sign Language person overlaid on Forza to sign the stuff that's happening in the game. The only thing, Michael, and a lot of people in the chat were asking, like, well, there's subtitles, right? Could you just read those? And Michael and I were both saying, like, the only thing we can think of is that it's faster to recognize the hand signs by just glancing at the hand signs than it is to actually read the subtitles.
Like, it's the equivalent of, like, us just hearing it.
Yeah.
Like, it's the only thing I can think of, but you still have to look at them and not the game.
But there's just this lady on the side of the Forza screen, like,
I thought it was a joke at first.
Yeah.
I thought it was a joke at first. Like, oh, this is the real thing. I'm like, oh, that's so fucking weird.
Fucking crazy, man.
I would have given them an award just for that because that's so over the top amazing. And I wouldn't mind seeing that in more games just to see what that would look like.
Absolutely. It makes me want to download Forza and turn it on just to be like, yep, that's what we're doing. Okay. From there we got the announcement that GTFO, which has been in early access for a long time, has come into 1.0 release. And we had a big trailer for it. This is at the moment PC only, online, like co-op, 4-player future horror game. That's a lot of words I strung together.
It's a really effective trailer, by the way.
Yeah, it looks really good. I don't believe they currently have any plans to put this on consoles. I mean, who knows if it'll come eventually, but there's not like a date or a plan or anything at the moment.
Yeah.
So I think I would be really interested in playing this if it was on consoles, but
I would too. I'm not great at shooters on PC.
Yeah, me neither. So it looks pretty cool. The spooky future zombies and shit. Kind of looks like Killing Floor if it was like good.
I can see that. Taking shots at Killing Floor.
Let's see. This is Amazon Prime. Jeff Goldblum is Hawk and Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah,
even Jeff Goldblum.
Fucking hell. They got to Jeff Goldblum.
Even Jeff Goldblum is Hawk and Raid Shadow Legends.
How much money do those people fucking have at this point?
I don't know.
Christ.
I don't. Well, everybody in the world, like, I want them to offer me a sponsorship so I could be like, I will take your sponsorship if I can say what I actually think of Raid Shadow Legends. Like, hey, everybody, do you not have enough good games? Do you have too many good games in your life and you need a shit-ass phone game to waste your fucking time and money on? Get Raid Shadow Legends. It's garbage. It's a garbage gachapon game, just like every other garbage gachapon game.
Yeah, I hear it's actually really bad.
I thought about during one of the downtimes of Rage Select one time, they put Raid Shadow Legends out on the PC. Like, you could just play it on your PC. Yeah. And I thought, I was like, oh yeah, this is the time. But then I was like, no, something else came out. And
let's just not do that.
Yeah. So Chorus, Oculus, Halo. What else? Halo TV short. Series for Paramount Plus. Michael, you're the man. You're the Halo man with the Halo plan.
I was really excited by the trailer they showed out because it shows that they actually put money into this. Because that was the thing, was when they first announced it, I was like, well, how much money are they going to put into this, into making a Halo show? Because every time they've made something Halo show like in the past, it's always been like super low budget outside of those original trailers. And this shows off a lot of like scenes and settings that are like, man, this looks like it'd be really, really exciting.
Do you recognize the stuff that's in this trailer at all?
Some of it could be probably pointed at like the idea of like him being trained. Some of it might have been, one of them I think might be about, because that's the thing, it depends on what time frame it takes place. Because part of me thinks it takes place before the Covenant first attack.
Like during the Civil War or like an uprising.
Yeah, because that's the thing, is a lot of people forget the Spartans were not created to fight the Covenant. They were created just to have super soldiers to fucking like quell shit if they needed them. Yeah, kind of thing.
Like, it's like a dystopian thing, right? Like,
well, because like Dr. Halsey and some military people were like, well, we're trying to make super soldiers. The first attempt failed because we didn't know what we were doing, and the augmentation. We created these armors that were like really powerful, but they needed giant amounts of energies to work, so that failed miserably. So they're like, well, let's just kidnap children and train them to become super soldiers. And so they kidnapped hundreds of kids and replaced them with clones that were like designed to die early on. Oh God! So the parents didn't know that they were replaced.
Oh God! And so, why don't I know any of this? This is an awesome story. Put this in a game, Halo.
This is in the Reach book.
God damn!
It's also in. It's part of it's in the anime thing they came out with later on. And then eventually, the Covenant attacked, and then no one asked questions of where these soldiers came from,
right?
Until after the war ended.
That's why there's so few until they finally get the Spartan 4 program going, right?
Well, until they get the Spartan 3 program going, because the Spartan 3 program is like the people you are in Reach. Most of them are Spartan 3s, except for the big guy who's carrying the turret. He's a Spartan 2.
Oh, okay.
And so they all die except for Master Chief.
Yeah.
During Reach, for the most part, until that gets retconned later on too. And so this, depending on when this takes place, depends on if some of this stuff could be like areas where they might be insurrectionist type people.
Yeah.
Or maybe like some of it seems to be like maybe referencing back to when he was being trained.
Some of it also seems. I mean, we don't see any aliens.
No,
it's all people. But the armor looks real nice. I mean, it fucking goddamn better. Like it
looks great.
You could buy good Halo armor off the internet these days. Like,
well, that's the thing is that the armor is the only thing that makes me think that this takes place later on, though.
Yeah,
because that's the Mark 5.
Oh my god!
Because the Mark 6 is what everyone post 3 uses, and the Mark 4 is the one with the red versus blue giant kind of helmets that they used to have back in part 1. And so that's the only reason I'm like, well, maybe, but it's a show, so they could just probably ignore that,
just do whatever they want to.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm really excited because, like I said, everything that they've tried doing TV show wise has failed miserably. They couldn't get the movie off the ground because they couldn't let them agree on the budget.
Right.
They could the show that they did, the first one, Forward Onto Dawn, was very meh. And then the one they did after that, which I think was called Nightfall, like kind of did a little more, but it was still very obviously low budget. Yeah. And a lot of those were only like, you can watch it on the Xbox, Microsoft like Halo app thing.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was like, I don't want to do that. Like,
it was horrible.
Put it on Netflix or something for me to watch. And they just didn't. Which is why I never watched the Nightfall one. Which is why I didn't care about Spartan Locke at all, because I didn't give a shit about because that's his plot is that fucking show.
Yeah, I'll give this a shot. I'll steal it. I'm not going to sign up for Paramount Plus. Oh, look at Tim Schafer's amazing outfit. Give Psychonauts 2 an award just to put that man on stage.
He definitely was wearing that because he was hoping that would happen.
It's like a purple suit with like fucking all his embroidery and shit on it.
It looks great. It looks like something Mr. Peanut Butter would wear.
Oh, yeah. It looks like the Joker. But like a cool one, not like the one with the mental illnesses.
I think that's just all the Jokers.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see. I think the next thing that happened from there was Elden Ring trailer, a new Elden Ring trailer.
Jesus, the way they introduced that Elden Ring trailer.
What do you mean? Oh yeah, with the pot. Fuck, I forgot that.
the animatronic pot with arms.
Yeah, or a guy.
I don't know.
A small person. Who knows?
It freaked me out. Is all I have to say on that.
Bring back the Muppets. Anyway, this actually goes into some of the actual story for Elden Ring. That's a good thing. The bad thing appears to be that like long time ago there was some kind of thing and there was a power and then it didn't work and then like the power is spread amongst the lords and you're gonna have to go get the lords. I think this is the opening cinematic to the game.
It looks like it would be
because this is what they do in Souls games is they show you all the bad guys and tell you what you're gonna have to do in the opening cinematic, and that kind of seems to be what's going on here. I don't know. I'm still a little gun shy about Elden Ring because I like the idea of the open world. I don't want it to just be another Souls game, and I don't want it to be fucking like so hard, bro. But
that's the thing. It's like this, the way the climate is, an open world game that's difficult would be a weird idea.
Yeah. I don't know. I do like the fact that they finally showed the lady with the Valkyrie helmet, like from the original trailer, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like this whole scene with her from the original
the
trailer.
Robot arm or whatever.
Yeah, she's got like a rock arm that gets cut off and she gets scooshed. But it all looks real nice. I mean, fucking From Software character design. There's never been a game where I've been like, the character design in this game sucks.
Yeah,
even the ones I didn't really like as much.
The designs are really good, and I don't think it's going to be the game that's going to get me to try these types of things. But I'm curious to see what the reviews say on it, or what the internet itself will say on it too.
Well, we already know which one is the one to get you into it. It's the Halo weapons in Dark Souls 1 mod.
Oh, I thought you were going to say add Spider-Man to it.
Add Spider-Man, yes. Oh, man, From Software, make a Spider-Man game. Come on. Make it as hard as Sekiro.
I would go fucking hard on that game.
Also kind of a surprise. Oh, by the way, everybody, there is no Zelda anywhere in here. I meant to say that up front. Like, there is no Zelda. There was no Spider-Man 2. There was no Wolverine.
There wasn't anything that was announced from bigger from the PlayStation. I don't remember what the name of it was.
Yeah. Let's see. This is, I believe, all ads. There was a weird game called Synced Off Planet. If I'm remembering correctly, I think this is the one that had the really strange, the really bizarre pop music, where it was like, oh, no. This is the one with the Nax. This is the Nax one. The other one has the pop music. This appears to be like what? I mean, like, oh my God. This is what? Teams 4v4 people with like Outrider style knack mechs that come off of their cyber arms.
Yeah.
There was a teaser for this at E3, wasn't there, where it's like we found this metal on a planet.
Oh yeah,
and then it changed everything. I think that's what this is. Everybody's got a mech, and then you make the mech. It's a mech stand.
Yeah.
You make the mech stand come out and fight the other mechs, and like in a dour gray post-apocalyptic world.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like the designs are really cool in the mechs, but it's still like a dour military shooter edition at the same time.
Yeah, it's like that. We've got mechs made out of geometric shapes, and what are you going to do with them? Use them to put up shields so we can shoot at people with machine guns? Like, okay.
Oh, it depends. Like, depending on how it plays, depends on if this will be a good idea.
Yeah,
I think it's really what it comes down to.
I don't know. I'm a little bit burned out every time that these types of games are coming out. Okay, so that was my problem. Arc Raiders is what I was thinking of, which was the very next trailer, which was
this one,
yeah, like a bunch of people kind of like trying to like collect resources and shoot like robots in a very post-apocalyptic setting. It seems like it had a little bit more style in the like livery of like the logo and then the backing track for this was this really wackadoodle upbeat pop song. Like it was very kind of strange.
I liked the song, but yeah, it was very strange to be what it was playing while watching it.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot of like
what I like about those, it was mostly gameplay.
Yeah, and there's like a giant robot at the end where it shows like people kind of trying to take down the robot. It looks real nice. This is one of those ones where, like, I don't know. I keep getting fooled by Destiny and Outriders and fucking anything that is an online multiplayer co-op game where you gotta shoot at a robot for a lot of hours. Avengers, and then I always end up just not liking them. So, like, there's nothing about this that I hate, but I also know myself, so
yeah,
I know that there's a good chance that I could play this and just be bored to tears by it. So
again, it'll come down to like how does it feel what the actual objectives of the game. Like, is it going to be like is it going to be one of those types of games?
Yeah,
or is it just going to be like a co-op-y type game? I don't know. It really comes down to that stuff because we get tricked by these things a lot.
And Michael, that's kind of the last trailer.
That was the last actual trailer
because from there we had a jittery Keanu Reeves, a super excited Keanu Reeves.
Like I said, that motherfucker was just being like what Ted actually would be like in real life.
At this age. Again, it's like they were doing a TED talk about the Matrix, and Keanu drank too many espressos before they started.
Yeah.
I kind of like Carrie-Anne Moss and Keanu Reeves' banter. I kind of like
I did too.
The banter between the two of them. Like they just seem like they genuinely. Keanu Reeves just seems like the sort of person that would be genuinely easy to like stand next to at a Game Award thing. He's also just so excited talking about this Matrix Unreal Engine 5 thing and the new movie coming out. They showed a trailer right for the movie or a little scene.
Which I like the scene a lot, for the most part, except for the ending part of it, because it's another one of those like nostalgic joke kind of thing, or not even joke, but like I get that it's part of the plot, but it's still like kind of annoying.
The guy is like, we find it easier to deal with hard things when there's nostalgia or something like that. And I'm just like, boo.
Which explains a lot of what's going on in some of those sequences now.
Yeah. And then they also showed there's an Unreal Engine 4 or Unreal Engine 5 Matrix app thing that you could download. It's got about 10 minutes of gameplay. I looked it up because if it had 30 minutes of gameplay or even 20, I would have put it on Rage Select, but it doesn't.
Okay.
It's got about 10 minutes of gameplay, and then it's got like they put you in the world that the demo takes place in, and you can dick around with like Unreal Engine 5 developer tools. You can change the time of day, you can change the lighting.
It's really cool, actually.
Yeah, so you can kind of like walk around and do stuff with the character from this. It looks really good. Like,
it shows how impressive the Unreal is, because like I said, Path of Neo was the last time I saw someone try to make a Matrix-looking thing.
Yeah.
And he looked awful. And he looked at this, it's like, holy shit, it looks like a super young Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Up to a point. Like, this, you can still tell it's a game model kind of thing, but still.
It's almost there. It's real close.
So close, guys.
We're like over 90% at this point. Like, we're getting really, 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 really fucking close. So,
yeah, I didn't even realize that it's a download now, because I didn't look up when it said that.
Yeah.
I was doing the Twitch chat.
It's on the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. You actually were able to download it earlier this week. It preload it.
I had no idea.
And then it just didn't launch until right then when it came out. And that was it. So, what? Slitter Head, Space Marine 2, Alan Wake 2, Wonder Woman. I think those look all good.
There were some fun reveals, but a lot of them, I don't know. I feel like I was hoping for some more stuff that was
more big things.
More big surprises. But I feel like I didn't really get that, to be honest. Like, I think Alan Wake 2 was one of the biggest ones. Same with Wonder Woman, like you said. Yeah, I already forgot about some of them. some of the other ones were just stuff that I already knew existed.
Yeah.
I was hoping for more stuff that I didn't know existed, is really what it comes down to.
I think that, you know what? I honestly think sometimes that the problem...
Like Slitter Head, I think, was the most exciting new thing.
The problem, Michael, is that, again, like, what? Every other week, every 3 weeks, you come over to my house and we fucking like go over everything with a fucking fine-tooth comb. Like, we went over E3 in detail this year. Like,
okay, that's true.
There was a lot of stuff where I can see, like, if you weren't paying attention, things like that. What was that first one that we were talking about? That was looked like Inside, right? Where it was the
Somerville,
where it's like, well, I already knew that was a thing.
Yeah,
so it was like it wasn't a big thing to me. Or like even when you said, they teased Sonic, right? So it wasn't like a reveal for Sonic.
Yeah,
we knew there was going to be a reveal at some point. So it wasn't exactly like this is the first time you knew there was a new Sonic game. Oh my God, there's a new Sonic game. But yeah, I get what you're putting down. It wasn't like, blow your fucking pants off or anything.
Like, my main issue is that the thing was like 3.5 hours long, and I didn't, like, I feel like it wasted my time, is what it felt like.
Yeah. Well, we got to give people heavy statues and make jokes, and
we got to just throw out awards in like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, here's 10 awards in like 3 minutes.
Michael, I don't know how much I would have liked the Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League trailer if Amanda Waller hadn't come out to tell me not to watch it. Like, that just made it that much better.
Yeah, I felt like I was doing something forbidden.
That's right. Okay, well, we do not have time for the news, but you know what? We have some time. Let me take a quick look at what I have. I spent, like, after the Game Awards, I spent like 2 hours like putting together the whole news show like we normally have. So let's see. Okay, I'm going to throw out some headlines. I'm going to just throw out some brief stuff. We have about 20 minutes, all right? So I'm going to just throw out some stuff. You know what? No, let's do quick but easy. And I'm going to tell you some stories so everybody at home knows. This week, Activision Blizzard laid off some testers from Raven that were working on Call of Duty Warzone.
Oh yeah, I heard about this.
This was bad. Now, it seems like the story that I read, I kept coming across a thing that it was like 20 people that got laid off.
Quite a few.
Like, there was, in March, they didn't, like, they said they weren't giving out raises, and they had a plan going on later, and then the plan was they were actually going to absorb a bunch of the QA testers out of Raven into Activision Blizzard directly, and then the people that were not absorbed were basically going to be laid off. Now, here's the thing, Michael. I read over this story a whole bunch of times, and like that scenario of events to me does not raise to the level of like what diabolical motherfuckers as much as it does raise to the level of like this happens in the tech industry all the time.
Yeah, that's not unheard of.
However, I feel like this was a decision that was made a long time ago that somebody should have realized they needed to not do when they were in the midst of getting talked about on the Rage Select podcast every week. Like,
yeah, I heard that there some of the people have just stopped working too, in solidarity.
Yeah, so they had when this happened, it came out, and then people started doing the walkouts like they were doing with some of the other things that they were doing. This led to Activision Blizzard basically saying that, like previously, if people walked out, they were still paying people, right? They didn't like literally dock their pay, because that would look terrible if they were like, we are protesting, and they were like, well, then we're not going to pay you. You know, we're going to anyway. But they now are doing that. They are now saying that if you walk out, if you're not working, we are not going to continue to pay you. Like, you have to be at your desk in order to get paid, which then led to ABK, a better ABK, coming out and saying, we have established a GoFundMe, like, workers fund to accept money from the outside to pay people that are striking, which has then also rolled into basically the final fucking form of this story, which is the employees of Activision Blizzard King are unionizing. Like, they have connected to, it's like the television and film, one of the television and film guilds, to basically start like signing union cards and unionizing, and like, oh shit, game industry, like you guys need, well, from their perspective, you need to shut this shit down, because the last thing in the world that your fucking exploitative piece of shit industry wants is to have people with rights that can like shut down the next Call of Duty if they decide that you are not paying them enough, right? Like, because that's what happens is once you actually give people power, then like if you abuse them, they fucking stop working, and you can't make your fucking holiday release date for the next goddamn Call of Duty game, which, may I remind you, is the only franchise that Activision is putting out now.
Oh, absolutely.
They have one game a year, and it's Call of Duty. Like
all of their studios just make Call of Duty things.
Yes.
Like, nobody actually makes anything.
Yeah. So like, oh, this is no good. I mean, for them,
it's fascinating. No,
this is great for employees.
It's
like,
great for employees, and it could end up becoming the powder keg that causes everyone else to start following suit.
Yes, I really hope it does, because the thing is that even if other employees, even other groups of employees do not follow suit, if they manage to successfully unionize the workers of Activision Blizzard King, that means that other companies will have to think twice, because they could stress their employees to the point where they decide they want to try to set up their own union.
That's the thing, yeah.
Or if that union becomes big enough because of the number of employees that work at Activision Blizzard King, it could become, I don't even know how it works, but theoretically, right, it could become like an umbrella union, like a video game workers union that encompasses more than just the one company. You could have other companies coming under that same
That's what I was thinking.
banner.
Like, they could just be one giant union. But I don't know. It could. I don't know. That we'll see. This is in early stages of what could just be a union, and I'm fascinated.
Yeah, I hope they do it. There's also another. Jesus Christ. There's also another person from Activision Blizzard, specifically Blizzard employee, who came out and had a press conference last week. This woman named Christine hired. A specific lawyer, Lisa Bloom, who represented women in sexual harassment, sexual assault cases against defendants like Bill O'Reilly and Bill Cosby.
Oh my God.
She came out and they basically said, like, her story is that she was inappropriately touched. The whole cube crawl thing. She said she was solicited by multiple managers for sex. And that when she brought this to her like supervisor, her supervisor was like, well, they didn't break the law, do not go to HR, you're too sensitive. And then it was like, oh, she didn't get vested stock options, she didn't get like bonuses, she didn't get like opportunities to advance within the company. It was basically just like, oh, well, she's a bitch, so don't like, you know, like that story,
stuff,
right? Yeah. So I highly recommend everybody to go, you know, fucking read the whole thing, because we're in turbo mode. They announced that they had 3 different demands that they wanted. The first one is they wanted that fund of $18 million that they were going to put into like making the plaintiffs whole, and then like adding into kind of women in tech fund, right?
Yeah.
They want that raised from $18 million to $100 million.
That's interesting.
Yeah. The second is they want an apology.
That's fair.
Which I only laugh about because like companies do not apologize well.
No,
like
they don't.
Their
apologies are stupid.
The third one is she would like a neutral third party to come in and assess the career damage that has happened since she has been working at Blizzard, and then she would like to be restored to the appropriate rank and pay of what she should be if she was not artificially held back by bad behavior within the company for several years.
Now that is a fascinating demand.
It is. It's very fascinating. I don't know how that'll go.
I don't know how that would work.
We shall see.
That's the thing.
Yeah. Let's see. From there, Michael. Oh boy. Okay, this guy that works at the Sony PlayStation
I heard about this one.
store. Okay. I'm going to try to use the YouTube appropriate words not to get the entire video fucking suppressed. Some guy, okay, there's a group, there's a vigilante, like an independent group of people who try to identify and then like collect evidence on and then call out people who are attracted to people that are too young.
People are attracted into people who would be in K-pop music videos for old video games.
Yeah. So there's a guy that works at the Sony PlayStation Network. This is George Casapio. I don't know how to say that.
George doesn't work here anymore.
Definitely doesn't work there anymore. Who they kind of like they posed online as a 15-year-old boy and set up an encounter of an explicitly sexual nature and then filmed it and then put it online. Not that they like just
they didn't film him doing specific things.
They did it Chris Hansen and said why they were there and explained it, and he slammed the door in their face and they put it online. Sony immediately fired the guy.
As they should.
Yes. The one quick wrinkle here is that they apparently decided to put all this stuff online because and people should just,
there's a lot of memes about this, by the way. This is how I found out about this.
People should know this, like, just off the top of their head, right? Like, you can't just set up a sting operation with your buddies on the internet, collect evidence on a private citizen, and then go to the police and be like, here, prosecute them with these things. And they'll be like, I cannot take any of this. There are like procedures for how you have to like collect evidence. And like when you set up a situation like this, like we have to do that. You can't just do that and then give us a video. And then we're like, that seems about right. Go arrest that guy. Some dude on the internet said it was all right. So like they said that they did a lot of what they did, and then the cops were like, we will not take this, and so they put it online to essentially publicly shame this person.
Well, that's what a lot of things end up happening with stuff like that, because there was one where people were doing that. I think it was on Vice. They had like a story of people doing that, where they were confronting them and just like basically like sharing the information that they've got, but they never fully. But I think those guys were actually working with law enforcement.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly. This was just them like putting it out. But my favorite part about that video is the fact that motherfucker showed up in a PS5
shirt.
5 shirt.
I was like,
what the actual fuck, dude?
Yeah.
You are stupid as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were a lot of memes that were coming out for. They're like, hey, I'm here to fucking ruin your asshole and give you a PlayStation. It's like, guys, just what is wrong with you people? What is wrong with you people?
I'm picking a few things here. Okay, so that was terrible. And boo. I say boo on that. All the way boo. The whole first part of this was boo, and then we were going to have some yay, and then we were going to go back to boo, but we don't have time for that shit.
Honestly, they should have just fired him for the fact that he showed up wearing a PS5 shirt.
Okay, there's a new scam on the internet. This is crazy.
I've actually heard about this because there are a few people I've known on my Facebook feed who have actually been contacted by these scammers.
So you'll be sitting there one day and somebody will be like, hey, Michael, I'm from Riot Games, and we want to headhunt you to come work for Riot Games, makers of all the cool games that you love so much. And you're like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. Apparently this will go as far as to set up like fake interviews with actual people, and then like at a certain point they'll ask for your bank account information to set up direct deposit, and then they'll fucking rip off your money and leave because it's not a real thing.
Yeah.
And then you call up Riot and go like, hey, when am I supposed to come in, and why did you guys take all my money? And they go, you don't work here. Apparently like this organization also does this with like Rockstar and like a few other companies. Yeah. And apparently this has just become the latest thing.
Like I said, 2 people on my Facebook feed were actually like, hey, is this a real thing? Like, because I got contacted by Riot Game, according to this Riot Games, and people were like, no, because apparently this has been happening a lot.
Yeah. I would say like it's weird because I was thinking about like, how do you protect yourself against this? I wouldn't fucking know. I was going to say,
well, the easiest thing is to contact Riot Games directly.
Yeah.
And just be like, hey, are you guys actually like, is this somebody that you know that's hiring? Because they're going to be like, no, don't fucking give them any information.
Yeah.
Like that's exactly the process should be.
Yeah. Yeah. Which that's so fucking diabolical. Like every goddamn time I think I know what the hell is going on the internet, then somebody comes up with something where you're like, wow, like I'm almost just impressed. I'm barely even mad at this point. Like that's a level of dedication. Like we've gone so far past like, oh, I need $100 to get my Nigerian prince out of prison, to like,
here's your dream job,
a fake interview that results in like you getting ripped off.
That's so ridiculous.
One part of this though said that part of the scam is like they'll say like, hey, we need some money to like buy the equipment for you, and then we'll just invoice it into your first check, like taking your money to buy like equipment for you. And I'm like, okay, well that should be a red. Nobody should get fooled by that.
No.
If a company ever says like, hey, we need to buy you a computer, you give us your credit card number and we'll get it from our supplier at a discount,
which makes no fucking sense.
Anybody ever ask you for your billing information, go to like, look, man, I don't fucking sell Raycons. I don't have like Audible. I'm not about the HelloFresh, but like privacy.com is a website that you can go to that does not charge any money. You can generate a credit card, put like a maximum amount on it, and then give it to somebody, even legit sources. Like, I recently got my credit card stolen from a skimmer or something, and I just set up all of my like Netflix and Hulu on this one generated credit card that literally comes out of my bank account and has like a monthly limit to it, so that even if scammers were to steal that card number, it couldn't charge more than like $100 to that card. And then like, it's done. Privacy.com. It doesn't even cost anything. Privacy.com is not a scam. Ubisoft is Ubisoft
prefaces that
Ubisoft is a fucking scam. Ubisoft announced this week that they're putting fucking NFTs in Breakpoint. They're putting NFTs in Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
Oh yeah, I heard about this.
This is some horse shit. So first off, I want to be clear. They say that they're using the Tezos blockchain, which is proof of stake, as opposed to the proof of work blockchain that Ethereum uses for Bitcoin. This means that the amount of power needed to verify transactions is much, 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 much lower. So it's not quite as environmentally destructive as like the Ethereum blockchain tech is. Because that's a thing.
These are all still words just to me. I don't really understand it.
Fucking blockchain, man. So like, Michael, what do you think that like, okay, so an NFT like is it's a bad cartoon with the red ape family, but it's also I'm so red ape.
He showed me that whole. He showed me most of it. The only reason we stopped is because he stopped it.
Fucking terrible. It's like anti-entertainment. I don't even. It's not even bad. It's like a void that just sucks your brain out.
Yeah, I guess that's we have no idea what the hell to think of it.
So right, like an NFT. The whole point of an NFT is to make something, and then it's like you have a thing, and then nobody else can have that thing.
Yeah.
So, like in Ghost Recon Breakpoint, what do you think that you will have that nobody else will have? Is it like a picture of an ape on your back?
Is it like a gun?
It's like skins, but see, here's the thing. This helmet has a number on it. That number is what identifies this particular NFT as being like your skin item.
Oh my God.
Now, I don't know if that's going to be what they're all like, because like that's what they show is like, here's a helmet. It's got a number. You can see the number when you're playing online with your friends. Yeah.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
That's really dumb.
Yeah, there's also a lot more to this because their stupid fucking video that they put up, they delisted it because you could still see the upvote to downvote, even though they hit dislikes. There's still ways right now that you can surface the dislike.
Oh, okay.
It is like 99% dislike to like ratio.
I'm not surprised.
Also, just before anybody else thinks that like, I don't know, there's a few other things that you should know. Let me see if I can find, where was this information? I'm not in my right mind here. Which one was it? Was it this one? No, that's the one that I had before. Oh, wait. No, this is the right one. It's the thing, Michael, is that, okay, so like, you know, one of the things with NFTs, right, is that you have to be able to like transfer them to other people, or else it doesn't make any fucking sense, right? Like if it's just attached to your account, then it doesn't matter. You've got to be able to not fungible the token.
You have to be able to make money off of it. That's the whole point. People love NFTs is that they think they can make money off of them.
Yeah. So here's from a Kotaku article. Ubisoft has no idea what it's doing. Quartz's fine print says it as much. It reveals that because so much of the work is being handed off to the blockchain, Ubisoft has no power to reverse or cancel transactions, has no liability for claims or damages, is aware the blockchain may be subject to specific weaknesses, which makes them possibly targets for specific cybersecurity threats, and has no liability in the risks implied in the use of this new technology.
Oh my God.
So like they just contracted some bullshit shady fly-by-night NFT company to fucking stamp numbers on some fucking helmets in Ghost Recon.
That's even worse.
Yeah. Like as if it already wasn't the bullshit boo.
Christ, guys.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is the problem with NFTs is that people want to jump on it, but no one knows what to do with them.
Yeah.
Not even the people who buy these don't know what to do with them.
Yes. So yeah, that's bad. That's bad. It's
really
bad shit.
Stupid.
Some bad shit.
Stupid as shit.
And let's see. Let's do one more stupid as shit. And then we'll do some quick funzos, and then we'll get the fuck out of here. Last but not least, stupid as shit. Fucking Take-Two Entertainment fucking sued. It Takes Two. Like they sued. Yeah, I mean it would have been.
It's not really much you can say. They
Joseph
sued them
Ferris,
because it has the word Take-Two in it,
right?
Which doesn't make any fucking sense.
It's fucking stupid, especially after that shit won the Game Awards. I wouldn't be surprised if Joseph Ferris is just like, "Fuck them, fuck you." No, it's not Yves Gimmo. It's who's the 2K guy?
I don't even remember
Patrick
his name.
Soderlund. Is that who that is?
I don't remember. Fuck Take-Two.
Anyway, yeah, fuck Take-Two. Apparently, Take-Two also like they do this shit with like Rockstar, Social Club, Mafia, Civilization. Like they're very litigious about like their stupid fucking regular words. It's like, God damn it, guys, you can't just say the word take and the word two. You can't do that, you ass faces.
Well, the stupid thing is it's not called It Two Takes.
Right.
Like it's like, fuck you guys.
Yeah. It's a bunch of garbage. I hope just Ferris goes to court and then he says a lot of stuff that I can read about later. Yeah.
Also, it's the name of a song, so fuck off.
Yeah. Let's see. All right, let's wrap it up. Got one other thing. Garfield's coming to Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl.
My favorite was a tweet that I saw. They said, "I can't wait to beat the shit out of Garfield."
It's funny because they have this trailer, but they haven't put in. They put in Garfield. They haven't put in any combat barks yet, so it's still just like.
That's my God. I'm frustrated by that whole thing.
Which they totally. That should be their first priority. And then, I don't know, maybe add some combos in.
Well, I know they announced that there's a bunch of DLC suits, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, they definitely did. And, yeah, Garfield is in there. So
cool, I guess.
Michael, I had a bunch of stuff for you at the end this week. Did you see this thing online where people, this video of somebody that in Halo in Infinite that, like, slams like one of the cars and then like grapples to it and then just ends up flying through the air for like 25 minutes. Like,
oh my god!
Like just like the gravity got turned off. Like this ends with them on top of the tower.
He uses the dash thing.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, because there's a move that's like it lets you like dash to the like left or the right usually, or forward or whatever. He's using that to keep himself in the air. Oh,
like he's holding it down, and he's holding down the dash button?
He uses it every now and then to keep himself moving.
Okay.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. I thought this is like some real Breath of the Wild shit, right? Where it's just like...
I love Halo players because they do dumb shit like this all the time.
Yeah, hit a fucking warthog with the goddamn impact hammer and then like grapple to it and then fucking boost your way to the other side of the map. So
there's going to be so many speedruns using dumb shit like this. I can't fucking wait.
Yeah. And last but not least, Michael... I know that they put some Spider-Man into Fortnite.
Yeah.
And I know how much you love Spider-Man, but do you know where else they put Spider-Man? Do you know where else? What other game has Spider-Man in it?
No.
It's Destiny 2.
They did what?
They put the horrible Spider-Man 3 Tobey Maguire dance as an emote in Destiny 2 called the Too Cool Dance, where you could totally do the goofy Peter Parker, evil Peter Parker dance from Spider-Man 3.
See, every time I think of it now, I also think of the intro to Spider-Verse, where he's just like, we don't talk about this much.
Yeah. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. And if I had any interest in playing Halo or Destiny 2, I might play it, but
they limited the thrust hups, the hip thrusts.
The hip thrust. It's so late, you guys. We've been recording for so long.
Yeah, we have. As long as the Game Awards existed.
Yeah. Not quite that long.
Take that, Jeff Keighley.
That's right. And I talked the entire time. I didn't even get a chance to rest and relax my
have Imagine Dragons play.
Shirt Dragons, whatever the fuck is going on his collar over there. All right. Michael, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me on oneofus.net. We should be having a review for the Tender Bar soon. And as well as a few other things that we've put out.
Cool.
Oh, and the crossover event. There was a new one that came out too.
Check out crossover event. Mail@ragesight.com is the email address. We're going to have one more podcast this year.
We're tired, guys.
One more podcast. That's all that's left. And then I get to rest for 2 weeks. And then it's 50 more podcasts in 2022. So we'll see you then.